of Two Cops, One Donut, its host, or affiliates. The podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not endorse any guests' opinions or actions discussed during the show. Any content provided by guests is of their own volition, and listeners are encouraged to form their own opinions. Furthermore, some content is graphic and has harsh language. Viewer discretion advised and is intended for mature audiences. Two Cops, One Donut and its host do not accept any liability for statements or actions taken by guests. Thank you for listening.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody. This is Alan here. I'm the one-man band at the moment. Banning is working on some new toys, and he's trying to get everything figured out. How's everybody doing? I see most everybody in shotguns and tattoos. Mama's in here. Nina, Mr. Billfold. I think he said he already kidnapped Erik. So tonight, Erik is on special assignment. So I don't know if that means honeydews or if that means work. But anyway, we're going to be here for the long haul. We're going to try to make the best show we can. I thought I was going to be joined with at least Banning, but right now, about 15 minutes ago, I could see, hear, and talk to him. Right now, I can only hear him. So I'm thinking on the backside, he's trying to figure out how to turn on a computer. So, if you know Banning, you know Banning. So what's everybody been up to? Thank you, Mr. Billfold. I sit with you as well. I am partaking tonight in a little bit of that kind of stuff with some Dr. Pepper. I haven't had a soda outside of a mixed drink in 4 months. So I think that's doing pretty good. Spent the weekend cutting down trees. My property has, I don't know, it's less than an acre in town, and it started with 38 trees, and I think I'm down to, as of this weekend, I'm down to 29. So I miss the shade, but I don't like the cleanup of cutting down trees. I'm a little tired. So I have missed everybody as well. I'm not sure who all knows, but I've been dealing with some family illness and been in and out of the hospital with family, not myself. Yes, I did. I wore this just for you, Mr. B, because I can button it all the way down. Okay. If the night doesn't go as well and we don't get as many people in the room, then a button will come off. Or every $10 donation to the page, we will we'll undo a button. So let's see, what do you guys want to talk about? I came in to be the unprepared host, evidently, and so the big red crayon is working on, I think he's melting the crayons right now. We're still waiting for him to warm up. Banning is saying hello from afar. Let's see. Yeah, so if anybody doesn't understand the undertaking of this, Mama Donut is explaining Erik's responsibilities, but I've changed jobs and I work for Samsung, and we call on all the police departments and talk to them about mobility needs and things like that. And I've been talking to lieutenants and above, and it is unbelievable the amount of responsibility that each of these cities are having to pull to cover the World Cup. So it's very daunting for these agencies. You know, not only are they shorthanded, now most of the departments are full time. You know, you can get as many hours as you need because of what the World Cup is bringing to all these host cities. And so it's pretty crazy. Banning, I'm gonna have to not be able to do this if you don't join me, because you know, I've got to do something to keep the fans going here. So um, no, Mr. Billfold, I haven't seen what's going on. I've kind of been out of the news the last 2 or 3 days, playing with 40-foot tall pine trees. I wish I would have come prepared and shown you some of the pictures. It's pretty crazy. So, what is our podcast about? So, this podcast is all about bridging the gap. So, each and every one of us are either the majority are current law enforcement. Myself and Banning are both reserve officers in the state of Texas. And so we still are actively commissioned. And so our whole point is trying to spread the message of not all law enforcement are considered equal, and to just understand what the day of a life of a police officer is like. And um, you know, some of the issues we have. Oh, there he is. Maybe he's back with us. I see the guy, the big red bearded wonder.
What's going on, brother? Little bit of, oh, stand by. Hold on. I got to fix my microphone again.
Don't fix too much because you look amazing. Wait a minute. Are you going bowling?
Yeah, I'm going bowling. A little bit of tendonitis. You'll hear me better in a second, guys.
Okay. David, I believe I paid my bill with YouTube, so I think I'm going to be good on my side when it comes to ads. So, but we'll see. I don't want to speak the way technical things have gone tonight. I don't want to speak out of turn. Banning is grown up. He even has a big boy camera now, and so he is turning into a big boy.
Let's see here.
So, Good Time TV. You know, I see what you're posting there. I would like to see what Philadelphia actually makes, because if they're to pull, you know, a police officer's salary is based off of a 40-hour work week, and most officers work 58 hours to more. And then if you add, oh, he went away, we lost him. And then if you add the overtime on top of that to make 200,000, I would say you know, bigger city officers are in the round of 100 to 120,000, and that's a lot. But the majority of us are in the 60,000 to 80,000 zone. So I wouldn't say that that's and that's without overtime. Now, when you start bringing in overtime, you know, some agencies can work overtime and some agencies can't. It's not straight across the board. Hey, I hear you. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
and you got the radio voice too. All right.
Good evening, everybody. I apologize on my. I mean, is it really a surprise that I'm having some technical difficulties? No, and of course my internet is lagging, but it's not just me; it's everybody in town tonight. So I don't feel so bad. But hey, I'm here. I'm sorry I missed the first few minutes of this, guys.
Manning, so this comment Good Times TV, a lot of overtime, but they're making a shitload of money. I have a neighbor told me they can pull 200,000 a year easy with overtime. I see a lot of them have nice cars, etc., buying properties. I would say that they have a really good banker. And I don't think that's the majority. And this started off in Philadelphia. I don't know very many Philadelphia officers, but I would, my comment before you came back was most officers with overtime, uh, you know, around, it's pushing it if you're making 100,000. But if big agencies, maybe 120, if you're a sergeant and above.
Yeah, and also let's highlight on there, Alan, that a lot of these guys are getting off duty work. So if you have construction firms doing highway work and doing highway expansions, etc., that'll be encased with the state money for that. Then there's some grants that are state and federal that allows the construction company to pay the department for the use of a marked vehicle and then the hourly wage for the officer. And you can get what's called prevailing wage on some of these jobs. So that means that the officer can make from 50, 75, 100, sometimes $125 an hour when they're out there using the back of that law enforcement unit to keep workers safe. So there are different avenues in some departments. It's not all. It's actually a very small amount or number that they can pull these off-duty jobs on. But there is ways that officers can make and sometimes double their normal salary.
So does rank help with higher pay? That's the question Nina's asking. So depending on the agency, most agencies, as you go up in rank, you get a pay bump. Your service and tenure also give you a pay bump, and then certain agencies, and this is not straight across the board. It's not like it's a Texas thing. It's not an Oklahoma thing. It's by department and city or county and state. You might get paid. So in Texas, there's 3 different levels. You have your basic license, you have your advanced, and your master's. And as you advance, you get like $75 extra to be an intermediate. And then you could get another $75 a paycheck for being an advanced. Or if you have your master's, then it's another, $75. So, a total of $150 if you have your master's. Yep. And then as you do your tenure, you can get more money, but it's not much different than most, like anywhere else I've worked. I worked, in other jobs where you're getting a cost in, 7% pay raise every year. And that's kind of what it's based on. Some agencies, it's if you go in to be a detective, you get this pay bump. If so it's not a standard across the board. It's whatever the city can afford, and right now it's about what they can pay to attract and steal somebody from another city. It's getting very cutthroat in that realm because, a city pays a lot of money to send you to training and those kind of things and invest in you. But the city down the street can pay me $10,000 more and they can steal me. And so they don't have to spend all that money. They almost steal what that other city just spent in putting into me. And so right now there's a lot of, some cities are offering, I saw one today, actually. Many of you know that I have a 23-year-old son that's a deputy. And so he's always telling me about, oh, did you see what this job is hiring? So Snyder, Texas, and Sweetwater, Texas, in they're smaller cities. So I would say they're 15,000, 20,000 people.
Yeah.
They're offering a $25,000 signing bonus if you'll sign on for 3 years plus whatever their going rate is. And so it's actually about $10,000 more than what he's making plus the signing bonus. Yeah. And so lots of cities are doing that to try to fulfill the needs, because I don't know of an agency, maybe I've heard of 2 or 3 that aren't having issues, but the majority of them out there are at least 2 officers to the big departments are 100 officers short.
Yeah, and just to capitalize on some of the comments out there, I'm going to address two of them. One was, or not, comment from Eric's mom, which she makes a very, very valid point. When an officer is working off duty, he is not getting directly paid by the municipality taxes within the city that he works. He's getting paid by the construction company, the security outfit of whatever that off-duty job encompasses. Now, overtime, if the officer's working overtime where you see wearing a city badge, their city badge, their city issued firearm, if that city has such, then that's different. Then they're getting overtime. More money's going into the retirement. There's so many different ways that you can break this down, which a lot of people don't understand because they may have never worked it. But another thing, I believe Mr. Billfold made a comment on there, stating, well, I think that the officers should kick back some of the money for the citizens for the badge, gun, duty, holster, everything that was purchased by tax funds. And Mr. Billfold, I understand that argument all day long. However, for the agencies that I worked, when I worked an off-duty job, I purchased the black police shirt. I purchased the body armor. I purchased the off-duty nylon rig, which is cheaper than a leather rig. I used my off-duty gun. I didn't have anything on me that was purchased by tax-paying dollars unless the agency was receiving money if I was using a marked unit for an approved off-duty, which is few and far between. A lot of, in Texas, they allow it in certain situations to where the officer can outfit his personal car to where he has to get special insurance and everything that the department tax dollars are not paying. The officer is responsible for all of that, for the lighting, et cetera. And there's only a couple of insurance companies that will actually even provide insurance for an officer doing off-duty utilizing a private vehicle. So there's a lot of logistics in it. Now, if you see an officer working overtime, he's going to be wearing his patrol uniform that the city pays because he's on the city dime, and it's authorized overtime. Are they doing overtime right in every agency across the country? Probably not. I mean, I'm sure people are messing that up. I've seen different stories and stuff, and when audits come and citizens complain, and then people get their rear ends in a knot. But Mr. Billfold, very good comment. Michelle, outstanding comment. It's good to differentiate between those two. It's very important.
Yeah. And, so I'll explain one of my off duty. So in the city I live in, it's a very small rural community. We're 40 minutes from a 250,000 population city. There is 2 off duty jobs that you can work, and it's whoever signs up first. And so in our city, we have a city ordinance that you can't host a party that's going to have alcohol at it unless you have law enforcement. So it's a city ordinance. So the cities have to, so if you're going to rent the party house, you have to have an officer there and pay our fee to be there, which is $35 an hour right now. And they have to have 2 officers. So if it's going to be a 4-hour night, but they actually have to pay the officers. And then if you make too much through that, then you have to do the 1099 and the whole thing through that. But the other job that you can have in our community is the grocery store does security services. And you are actually an employee of the grocery store. You clock in from them, all that kind of stuff. And like Manning was saying, I think I actually had my own shirts and stuff that just said police on them. They didn't, the only thing that I carried from the agency was the badge. And even if I were to arrest somebody, I would put them in cuffs, and then I would call the local agency and say, hey, I need you to come pick up so-and-so, I'm arresting them for this. I still had to do all the paperwork, but they were actually transporting them and doing all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of handed over. And so we were more security than anything else. What in the world is this? Look at this. What? Look who snuck into the room.
What is up?
What's going on, man? You decided to join us.
I got out of my gig a little earlier than expected. So
Right.
I decided to try to get home as quick as I could, and
Awesome.
See if I couldn't get on here and rescue you, because I was listening and I heard Banning was having troubles.
Yeah.
And that Alan was just like not ready to be by himself. So
No, I've been outside cutting trees all day. I didn't get anything prepared. And so I walk in and I'm like, but so we're talking about off-duty work and how some agencies get paid. And I wanted to answer this one question. So, do officers get paid more for tenure and sergeant, things like that? And then Nina asked this one question. I primarily asked because I was thinking back to my law enforcement administrative course and was told by a professor at the time, said that a bachelor is helpful.
Well, as a person that has a master's, I got a dual master's in criminology and criminal justice. A degree, one, it's not going to make you a better cop. So let's get that out there. I've said this over and over and over. Having a degree does not make you a better police officer. So everybody's like, well, I want my police department to have bachelor's degrees and all that. I would say you'd be better off hiring a barista, hiring a bartender, something to that effect. So I'm not a big fan of putting so much pressure on a degree. Now, does it make you get more money? It can. I get a stipend. I get an extra, like, I think it's $240. I think it's a month, not a paycheck. So I get paid biweekly. So I think I get $240 extra a month for having a master's degree, which if you're a person that had to take out a student loan, I don't really think it's going to help you. But what it really does do is it provides opportunity. So me, if I go for a job internally in my department, like let's say the intelligence unit is having a sergeant opening, and I go up against another sergeant, we both got the same amount of time on, but I've got my master's degree and he doesn't have a degree, or he's got a bachelor's degree. That's when it helps. It can help you with competition internally. So for me, a degree helps you inside for competition, but it doesn't help you as a cop. Very few things I can't really recall any time where I'm like, thank God for that master's degree, because without that I wouldn't have been able to get through this call. Never happened.
In some of the recruiting, do you get extra, like in some agencies, I think it also helps like give you points to put you higher up on the list?
Yes. So if you're civil service, like I'm civil service where I'm at, so my degree, if you have like a 2-year degree, you get a point, I think. And if you have a 4-year degree, you get 2 points. And if you've got a master's degree, you get 3 points. And I think that's as high as it goes for your education. If you're prior military, it gives you points.
Can you explain the point system and what I'm talking about?
Essentially what it'll do is, like, let's say we take a test and the highest score is 100, and I score 100 and Alan scores 100, but I've got a bachelor's degree, so I get 2 extra points. Now I got 102 where Alan only got 100. So that's where the points make a difference.
And so what that helps for is, as you're going through the academy, you want to be higher on that list to, and then as you test and things, as you go through the academy and you are ready to take a shift, you might get priority on what shift you want, what assignments, things like that, depending on what the rules are within each said agency, because all the agencies have different rules and policies on that kind of stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. And I see some people talking about federal salaries and stuff like that, and the FBI and whatnot. Like, one, I like being a cop. If I go be an FBI agent, I'm not a cop anymore. They don't do the same thing.
No.
I have zero desire to be FBI. And then the other thing is, they don't, like, I see somebody saying they make $250,000 a year. Like, no, they don't.
Well, and that's where this started. So Good Times' first comment was that his neighbor is a cop, and his neighbor was telling him in the Philadelphia area that most cops could work with overtime, earning $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I said that would be if they were running a ton of overtime. That's not going to be the average.
It depends too. Like, go look at like what a Beverly Hills cop gets paid.
Right.
They're making like $200,000-$300,000, but look at the cost of living. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then that's one of the reasons I came down to Texas. I'm doing the same exact job that I was doing up in Michigan, but I'm getting paid triple the amount of money that I was getting paid up there. And so that's the whole reason I came down.
Right.
One of the main reasons I came down, not the whole reason, but
well, and it's Texas, so
yeah, and it's Texas. Texas is great. Don't get me wrong. I love being here. I was trying to convince Mr. Billfold earlier today to move to Texas.
So, hey, Eric, let me just, probably while you were setting up and getting on, you didn't get to read Mr. Billfold's comments and what kind of went down this roller coaster, and that is him seeing officers at Walmart standing out there doing off duty at the entry door, playing on their phone. And I tried to explain the difference between when they're working an off duty job. Usually that corporation is paying for them, and they're also in a lot of the times. I know I was when I worked off duty jobs at the majority of my agencies. I was paying for the police T-shirt. I paid for the nylon gear. I paid for the off duty gun. I paid because he's like, well, if these officers are provided badge, gun, equipment, etc., I think that the off-duty officer making all that gold money should be breaking that back off to the citizens, some of that. And I kind of explained the difference of that. The construction gig.
I mean, in a way, he is. He's paying taxes. He's paying taxes on that. So yeah, the citizen is getting a piece of that chunk. But the other thing that you're not thinking of is as soon as a law enforcement encounter has to happen, you just got a free cop at Walmart for the city because the city's not paying him. Walmart's paying him.
Right.
So that, to me, that's the incentive to let your cops work off-duty gigs is the citizens now get a free cop at the Walmart, at the bar, at the wedding venue that hires off-duty officers, at your stadium. Well, it just depends. Some are city-led, city-ran. And there's a difference. Like where I'm at, it's not, the city has nothing to do with our part-time jobs. Like that's what I was at today. I was at a part-time job. City has nothing to do with that. They don't pay me. I'm not a part of any of that. But now the city where I was at, in my city where I was working, they got a free cop right there because if something goes down, I have a duty to act. But I'm getting paid by the golf tournament that I was working. So I think
you get the same spot as last year. I'm just curious.
I get the same spot every year. Yeah, anybody that follows my social media, I already got my picture.
What they feed you? Like, did you get some hot, good food this year?
I probably gained 10 pounds working in that spot this year.
They take such good care of you. I'm so jealous.
There's not a day that I don't have some sort of baked good dropped off, and I'm not talking like just some cookies. Lots of cookies were dropped off, but lemon cake that weighed 50 pounds. Pecan was dropped off today. Strawberry sheet cake, a coconut cream pie, because that's my favorite. And they asked me what I wanted. And I said, I like coconut cream pie. And they're like, oh, I got a great recipe. So they made it.
That's awesome.
What other, there's one more. Oh, key lime. A good key lime pie was dropped off. So, but yeah.
They were asking if you were wearing your department issued uniform today while you were working that off duty.
Did the department issue it? Fuck no, I pay for my own uniforms.
Right. Yeah. That's what people don't understand on that.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the city paid for that uniform. I pay taxes every time I get paid.
Yep. Yeah, you go and buy a Snickers in Texas, that's where that money,
Right. But besides that, I get taxed on my dollars from that same city. Mm-hmm. So I'm paying for it too. It gets garnished out of my wages one way or another. So the argument that the city paid for the gun or paid for the uniform, what does that matter? I take that gun and badge home. I don't have to turn it in. It's not sitting in an armory. Mm-hmm. It's issued to me. I am a peace officer 24/7 in my state.
Yep.
So I'm out there enforcing the law when it needs to be done. When it's not, I'm not doing anything. It's a part-time gig. That's part of the deal. You're getting, essentially, if a law enforcement action happens anywhere in that vicinity that off-duty cop's working, you just got a free cop. So that's one way to look at it. Erik tackled a flasher today. It was very exciting. That is not true. We know how you cops love those lemon pound cakes. Shut up, Tim. You son of a bitch. How
Tim's just
dare
jealous.
you. So, okay. Alan, I'm not taking this over from you. You
No,
keep
you're
running
good,
the show.
buddy.
You keep running the show, buddy. But I did want to bring up have you guys seen the new thing that I've been putting out there, the gray area?
I haven't
I haven't gotten to see much in the last couple of days because I've been doing
I know,
trees.
I know, but you saw the premise, and
Yes,
it's the monologue stuff, right? So I finally got some balls. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I thought it would be another way. And for everybody listening, I thought it'd be another way to kind of really divulge my thoughts on topics, and two, if I'm going to bridge gaps, I you guys know how my format is. I like to talk about both sides. So I think a lot of times, honestly, Alan, Banning, you guys are like my security blanket. So are the videos. Because normally, what is it? It's me reacting to a video. So I'm bouncing off of a video. It's not me giving. I mean, it is me giving my own thoughts and stuff, but it's also I'm using something versus on the monologue thing, the 8 to 12 minutes of talking about a topic. It really gives me a chance to bounce off both sides, how I see things as a cop, trying to give my perspective on how I see cops and maybe how cops think, but also how I see citizens or civilians, whatever word you want to use, and how they think and how my perception of how they think. I could be wrong. And that's why like on this last one I did, I apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry, citizens, if I'm not representing you correctly, but this is how I see you seeing us. And so it's kind of a new way to do things. Another addition to what we're doing. I've been wanting to give it a good run. I want to give it a good 2-month, maybe 3-month run where I do one a week-ish. And I just released the second one. I didn't expect it to go out and get hundreds of thousands of views or anything like that. I wanted to see how it would do. And it's got, we've got what, 22,000, maybe 23,000 followers on YouTube. And each one has gotten, I think anywhere from 300 to 500 hits, something like that, views. Because a view is, I think the majority of the video has to be watched.
Right.
Oh,
that's the same on LinkedIn. And I've got, I'll pull it up right now because I launched yours last week on LinkedIn. And it got 1,926 impressions. So that's, nice. They're watching at least. So if it's 12-minute video, they're watching over 6 minutes of it. Yeah.
Fucking billfold. I would oil up. Erik could never tackle me. Challenge accepted. You better oil up that beard. I'm gonna cheat you with your big ass.
He's got to wear the cheetah print though.
Yeah, marine blood. Wait, I thought Erik was gone. Surprise, motherfucker. I jumped on, bitch. I didn't think I'd be home in time. Normally I'm still at work for this on the last day. But somebody won really fast, so they let us go. All right, deuces, I'm out. So but yeah, I'm calling it the gray area because that's what we're discussing. We're discussing the stuff that just kind of I can see things in the discretionary views both ways and just talking about that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm you can ask Mr. Billfold, you can ask Banning and some of these guys. I've really had a hard time doing it. And when I finally put it out there, I was really paranoid because like I said, I've always had a security blanket. This was my first time. I'm like, I just don't want to sound like an idiot. And I don't know. I guess it went over my mom loved it, but that's not saying much. My mom loves everything I do.
Yeah. And it's definitely not. I watched the first one a couple times and it's definitely, some people would call it controversial. Some people are like, oh, you're guiding off the line. You know what? Everybody has an opinion. And if you have a voice, I suggest everybody get their opinion out there because everybody's opinion is important. It was stated very well. It got some comments on mine of I can't remember who made the comment on there, but you probably need to go in there and then just to answer the questions on it. Just on the LinkedIn stuff,
Right.
Because there's some people that have questions of it, and hey, great, that means they're watching it. So we've got to get people to start thinking outside the box.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we're doing all right. We've been getting a lot of new people in the comments and the viewers and stuff like that. What's been really cool is our community has organically brought people over, and I that's what I'm really seeing is the organics. There was a guy today. He's like, "Hey, I came over from Matt Thornton's page." He's like, "This is the first video I've seen of yours," and it was the gray area, the very first video. I said, "Good timing." I was like, because he had questions that were pertaining to what we actually talked about in the new one today, and I thought that was pretty cool. So we had a little dialogue back and forth, and he threw a subscribe and said he was glad he came over, and that's the community we're trying to build. Is just I could care less about the numbers. I care about the quality, and I think our quality of community is really doing well. So
Agreed.
I'll get off my corny soapbox here. I always feel like a teenage kid. Look at all my followers, dude. I got all these followers.
I would say so. 9 hours ago, you posted the second one, and it's already at 128 views.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a almost 12-minute video.
And then the first one was 8 days ago, 717. So I'm not a math person. Somebody out there's probably already done the numbers, but the second one and the amount it's doing in the first 9 hours, that's pretty good.
Yeah, when I looked at the studio for YouTube, the line for it is going straight up in the air. So that's good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely doing better than the shorts have been doing lately.
Do you think the shorts game has backed off a little bit? I feel like people are watching long content more than they're doing short content lately.
Yes, that's why it's one of the reasons why I wanted to jump into that, because I've got longer thoughts to put out there. But thank you, Harrison. Harrison said he created a playlist for the gray list, or for the gray area. I appreciate that.
We got a Mr. Billfold, $2. Little by little, the little bird builds its nest.
Could you imagine if a bird built a nest out of his beard?
Oh
man,
yeah.
Be a glorious. It would
be?
Well, that's the thing is if it was, it doesn't matter what bird it is. A duck could have laid an egg in his beard nest, and it would be an eagle. Because he's a Marine, so it's American. Like
America.
Automatically. So, speaking of America, how you guys like my new Detroit Memorial Day hat?
It's pretty good.
Came in finally. I have a little head, so the first hat I ordered was too big. So this is the small medium stretch fit. The medium,
I love
large.
that you have a curve to your hat.
I've been
This straight thing just wears me out.
Yeah. Well, I know the straight thing wears you out too.
Oh well, some got to go crooked, sir.
Careful saying that.
I think on that note.
Yeah. There's the Alan's eyes aren't even straight.
This is Folgers tonight. So Folgers Black.
Yeah, Folgers.
Just for you, Mr. Billfold. Just for you.
Fucking Alan and his girl drinks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Was that Malibu rum? What was that?
It was. Or Parrots Bay.
Parrot Bay, baby.
Oh my
Parrot
God.
Bay.
That was like the first thing I drank in high school.
Hey.
Mr. Billfold. I ripped out some I ripped some bear out with a grinder and then kept the ripped out beard around the shop as a joke. A bird got into the shop and stole my tuft of beard for a nest above our overhead doors. I knew it. I am boss. Can't stand the straight bill. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I am with you. I hate that shit. Oh shit, Craig throwing out 10 memberships.
Thank you, Craig.
Appreciate you, brother. Remember when this thing would not let our memberships Like somebody would buy 20 and it's like, nah, we're not doing it.
Yep. Yeah.
And now look at it. Now it seems to be like it's right. I am boss, Everclear. Oh God.
That's a different night right there.
That is. All I can think of is Flamin' Dr. Peppers.
Yep.
Oh. Had a bad night.
Oh.
I don't want to smell it. I know it doesn't really have a smell, but it has a smell.
It has a smell, especially if it comes out
Denzel Bowdry in the house. What up, dog?
Earlier, Mr. Billfold asked, have y'all seen anything about this American Fort police detain reckless Ben in
is that? Yeah, he sent me the stuff. I just didn't get time to look at it. I probably could have looked at it in the hour and a half he held me hostage on the phone while I was working. I literally, at times, I had him in my front pocket on speakerphone while I'm like trying to deal with people. So funny. We had a good chat though. It was fun. He's like, don't let me hold you up with your stuff. I was like, we're good. I was like, just every once in a while, I'm going to shut you up and I'm going to have to tell these people where to go, what to do.
You need to turn around and go away. I'm not getting out of my lawn chair.
Nah, I get up. Yep. YouTube still won't send me a membership. I got the mom filter on. That doesn't give it to moms. Sorry. Mr. Billfold, we have the best community, the space on YouTube, hands down. Not as many regulars as some channels, but we have the best discussions, hands down. I like it.
Hard to shut me up for sure, is what he said.
Yeah. I get you. I'm like, hey, I got to deal with this. And he's like, all right. Steve Wallace in the house. What up, Steve? Steve is a diehard. I don't know that he's ever missed an episode. For sure. So yeah, I want to talk about the gray area. We got that out of the way.
Marine Blood's mad he didn't get a gifted sub again.
Is he still a member though?
I wouldn't. I don't know.
It should have expired by now. It's a month-long subscription, right? Yeah. You should be all right. Steve Wallace, hit that like. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't prep any videos or anything. So while you guys are chit-chatting, let me see what I can pull up.
So, Bannon, what do you got going on lately? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, always.
The National Memorial. Tell us what that event is all about.
So it's being as law enforcement as long as I've been in it, and y'all as well. I mean, it's to go up there and to be a part of a candlelight vigil on the National Mall to pay tribute to all the fallen officers from last year was very, very humbling to me. To be seated right within the honored families. I've never, in my whole law enforcement and military combined, have ever had an opportunity, if you want to call it that, to be able to do something like that. And man, let me tell you, they do a beautiful, beautiful tribute out there each year. It's a National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund, and they have a brick and mortar museum. The museum is really cool. You go in and you go down steps, and it's actually underneath, about as low as the subways are, and it goes underneath the street. It's a beautiful museum. It's got a lot of neat things there. So I suggest anybody that's going to DC, that's going to visit other national monuments, at least stop by and see the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. You get to go out there and see the wall. That's where all the names are inscribed. You got the bags and pipe bands from all over the country that come and pay their tribute. And it's just beautiful to see that. Then you have I'm a law enforcement, I'm just a car nut, I guess. And they have cars from the 40s all the way till today, still dressed out as law enforcement vehicles, and they're untouched on the inside, set up just how they were back then. And it's classic. It's a classic thing to see. There's so many things to do during that week. It's called Police Week.
Yeah. And so it's the week that we honor police officers across the nation. One of the most interesting things, because it hit home locally, to the family of the loved one, they paid the entire way for them to get up there and to be honored and the family, is given all these, I wouldn't say benefits because they lost a loved one, but while during the national week, they were hosted, hotel rooms, the whole 9 yards, and they were allowed to, and given all these honors, and they got to go and like uncover their names and everything. And so, forever there will be a spot on the wall for them to remember their loved one. And so it's a pretty big honor, and they throw everything at these families. It's pretty amazing, everything that they do for them, even though they sacrificed for their communities and the nation. So
and let me just add two things on the National Memorial Fund. They are on federal land, and they are a 501c3 nonprofit, but they are the only, because everything's listed as a monument, to go visit. It's a historical type thing. They do not receive, the Memorial Fund does not receive a dime from taxpayer money. Now, there's a lot of congressmen that are trying to get together and put a bill forward and get it across, but it seems to fail every year. So they are privately funded. So if you're ever looking for a charitable donation to where each and every dollar is actually used for the beautification, for the security of it, and no, it's not off-duty officers, Mr. Billfold. These are people that just offer security. It's privately funded out of the National Law Enforcement Officer Memorial Fund. They're not receiving any tax dollars. They don't get any breaks like that. It's the only fund in the entire city of Washington, D.C. that's not funded by the federal government or local municipalities, and they do a darn good job. So.
Yeah, I think it's important too. It's no different than our military members and stuff like that pay the ultimate sacrifice. Like, we can have debates about policing back and forth, but when somebody dies in the line of duty, like that all stop. Like the debates can go, like, nobody should be dying on either side of what we do with the criminal justice system. I would prefer nobody dies, but if a law enforcement officer dies, everybody knows. Funerals and stuff, all of that is for the family. They're the ones that are really sacrificing. So I think that stuff's important. So.
Harrison Brock gifted another 20 memberships.
Did he do 20 already tonight?
That would be 30. So he did 10 the first time, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Harrison. And another 20.
It must be payday. Harrison must have got paid. Harrison, I gotta get rid of some of this. I need tax write-off.
And, shit, Mr. Billfold, I know you got a heart, brother, but you're one of our most active commenters out there, and we are blessed to have you here with us, man. So I've always got to include you when I can.
Love it. Forefathers, 1787. No, it wasn't him. Okay, there was somebody with a similar name. I think I was chit-chatting with back and forth on YouTube, but I don't think it was him. But what's up, Forefathers? I don't recall seeing you in the chat a whole lot. Your name does sound really familiar, though. So, welcome, brother. Welcome. I like having new people in the chat. Harrison is a tech god. Every day is payday. You're right. He's just out there. He's just taking just half cents off a cents. Like, he's doing the whole Office Space thing. But yeah. Let me see. I got some videos pulled up. I pulled up starting back on May 25th. So that would have been Monday, the Sunday after our last live. So I'm bringing up the topics. This one went hot for us. I think we got well over 100,000 views across all of our platforms on this video.
And don't wait on me. I'm going to grab some more coffee real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, you good, brother. So I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. Share screen. Is that the best view, or is this the best view, or is this the best view? I like this view.
That one's pretty cool.
I like that.
The new layouts and everything, I'm not used to them all, but it's pretty cool, all the updates they've done.
Yeah.
They keep rolling out.
Yeah, that's what I like. They keep doing the updates. So, all right, let's play. This is why you need to be involved in your kid's life as a parent.
So their son's phone is pinging to this house.
I don't know anything about phone. They probably walked by here.
No, his phone's here.
I don't know.
They said they're in the basement, and his phone's pinging to this house.
Why were you over there and now over here?
Because I'm a landscaper.
You're a landscaper?
Yeah.
Here, turn around for me real quick and put your hands behind your back.
You got anything to do with kids, man?
No.
Any kids here?
No. There's no kids at all.
Hey, was this the male your son was with? Okay, go back to your car for me real quick, please.
I need to know where my kids are.
We're trying to find them. Man. What's that? Are you kidding me?
Come on, guys, step out.
Who's all in there with you guys? Come on, come on. You guys need medical attention at all?
Yes.
What's wrong? What happened to you?
Come on, guys. Come with us.
His parent had an app track. All right. No need to listen to my crusty voice. So you saw, I called this one real police work because I want to challenge our viewers today. If I would have posted this video and let's say it wasn't involving a kid or kids, and you heard the kids at the end, they wanted medical, so that tells me even more shit probably happened. But let's say it wasn't involving kids. Let's say it was a lost dog with a collar or something, or maybe a lost cell phone. Everybody supported this video. There was nobody that didn't support this video that I saw. But let's flip the script. If this would have been a lost dog, a missing cell phone, whatever, how many of you guys would have given me shit? Be honest. How many of you guys would have given me shit about, well, they didn't have probable cause. That guy didn't have to answer any of their questions. How many of you guys would have given me shit on that one? I mean, I honestly want to know, because I feel like had I changed just a couple little factors, that some people would have gave me shit saying that they shouldn't have been messing with him. He didn't have to answer their questions. They didn't have a right to detain him. All of these things. But because it was involving kids, it seemed like nobody wanted to jump on that train. So
I think that changed the script altogether. But in that same scenario, when we respond, somebody called. I remember getting those several times at the school. Well, my phone is tracking to so and so's classroom, so I think so and so stole my backpack.
Right.
No, I can't go into the backpack, but I can take the backpack and keep the backpack until I decide, what are the next steps I want to handle. So in that scenario, Eric, say you're just wanting to locate that phone. You don't know that there's kids missing. How far can you go just looking for a phone if you know it's on that property and somebody's saying somebody stole my phone?
Right. And if it is just a phone, you're fucked.
Yep.
Shit out of luck, because cell phone accuracy with the GPS is not close enough unless I'm going to like Banning's house where the next closest neighbor is a mile down the road. Now I've got more articulation that I can get. I'm like, well, there's no other houses around. There's no chance that it's on somebody else's property. It is on this property.
Right.
So, and guys in the comments, like, I'm just trying to create some discord here, so to speak. But people are talking about exigency. When did the exigency start? So let me ask you that. When did it start? Because what we know is that the phone was pinging over there. But we don't really have much more than that. What if that guy would have told the cops to kick rocks and just walked away and never came back out? Do you have an exigency? Now, they did end up hearing them banging on the basement thing, but that was later on.
Yeah,
after
when he's on the
acting
other
weird.
side of the house talking to the guy over the fence, like at what point? I think the guy hurts himself by coming to the front, like, and continuing that conversation. Because if he'd have just said, "Beat your feet," like all you could do is sit there and wait and see if that ping moves.
Yeah, and I like what Tim said here. Tim's saying, oops, I clicked the wrong one. He said, well, it depends. That's the thing they call hunches. Cops had a hunch, and so they acted on it. And I think it's very accurate. But the point that I made in the video is what I call a hunch. I think most people that are good at reading people, and I know our guys in the comments are really good at seeing through bullshit. You could see the bullshit. I mean, it was so thick on that guy that I don't really think that's a hunch. I just think you're picking up on human behaviors that are pretty obvious. That guy was up to some shit. Like nothing he was saying was really adding up.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that the difference in a rookie cop and why a rookie cop works so long with a field trainer is, you learn the BS meter as you're on the streets and as you're talking to people, and you learn to pick up on this guy's full of crap. Too much explanation, they're lying. Certain things, body language tells you, a whole lot, and how people, you can tell if somebody's just being an asshole and they don't want to talk to cops, or if they are lying and they're, being an asshole. It's just two different worlds. And that's where, as a good cop, you keep talking to the person, and, eventually they give you enough to say, okay, I've got to stop what I'm doing and get a warrant, or I have to, agency takes you to the next step.
Yeah. And to big C360s, he said facts matter. They heard the banging. I'm not talking about the banging part. That's towards the end. That's when they got onto the property and started looking around. So I'm talking about the stop and talking to this man.
Okay, mom shows up on scene knowing her child is at that location. How does she know he's there besides the ping? And that becomes a whole different challenge. I've dealt with a lot of runaways, and you almost deal with the family drama as a whole separate incident, because you have to keep them away, because a lot of times they will hurt a situation and do too much when you've got things going, and then all of a sudden the family shows up, or they make a Facebook post or something, and it's like, no, that it wasn't the right time for that. And it's a whole different challenge in dealing with the family drama because they are their loved one and they're missing their kid or whatever. It causes a whole different challenge.
Yeah. And we have incomplete information too. That's another thing that we're dealing with on this. It's vague. I don't know. Was she in contact with her son while he was in the basement? It kind of seems like maybe they were, but we don't know. So that could be another part of it. But the cop was creating the PC. That's the beauty of this. To me, I was looking at this, I was like, this is real police work. And that's the point I was trying to make with the video, is like, to me, this is how real police work's done. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of people that I've gotten it into with on here, is sometimes they look at what I'm calling real police work as overreaching, overstepping when there's not a crime yet and stuff like that. And I'm looking at this one, I'm like, well, you went from something as simple as, well, my son's phone's pinging over there, to motherfucker had him trapped in the basement like a horror movie. So it can happen. And to me, I think a lot of cops weigh that and they're like, well, I could ask these questions. Some people look at it as overreach, but guys like me look and like, well, look what it can lead to. It can lead to some really good stuff.
Right.
I'm not going to waste my time on bullshit. So.
And appreciate you, Harrison. Thanks for hanging out. Looks like
Harrison dropping already? Damn. Yep.
And,
all right, Harrison.
I believe he gave us some subscriptions earlier, so thanks for that.
Yes, he did. Thank you very much, Harrison. We appreciate you, brother. Harrison got a new car. I know that. He sent me a text. He's like, I got a new car. I was like, did you get like a big ass truck? What'd you get? He's like, I got a gas saver. I was like, I didn't expect that from Harrison. I actually expected Harrison to have like an electric car, being a computer guru, engineer. Yeah.
I figured he'd probably build it.
Big C360.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yeah. He said, cops can talk to whoever they want. It's up to the citizens to talk or not. If nobody wants to talk, then most cops would look for the phone at least. Yeah, I agree. And that's the key. That's the key to knowing your rights and understanding things. I will tell you, in my experience,
most bad guys, their ego will take over and they think they're going to outsmart police, and they want to show that part off because it's probably worked in the past to a cop that either really didn't give a shit and wasn't that big a deal to them. They weren't really pressing too hard. But when it comes to a kid, you're good luck getting rid of the cop on that. I'm gonna be relentless, especially if my spidey senses are going off. And this is the part to cops. When you're officers out there, if you're watching this, and you see what we see, all of us, even the guys in the comments, we're all seeing the same thing. And girls, sorry, we're all seeing that there's something wrong with this guy. But how do you articulate that? Mm-hmm. How do you say that when you're up on the stand? How do you say that when you're in your report? Because it's important.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to say something like, the parents reached out to me. The phone was pinging over here. I started talking to this man who didn't really tell me if he lived here or not. And then in the course of the investigation, while I'm still looking around the area, now he's in the next door neighbor's yard, which seemed odd. And so I made contact with him again to ask him why he was over there, because it stood out to me. And then in the process of that standing out, he tells me he's a landscaper, but there's no yard equipment anywhere. He's not dirty like he'd been working on yard stuff. And now I'm detaining this man because it's not adding up. So now I've got my reasonable articulable suspicion started. Mm-hmm. And now we can start working on the PC.
Yep.
You know, now I've got cause to start looking around the house where the phone's pinging more. And then that's when we heard the banging. Now we got an exigency.
Mm-hmm.
Now anything goes. I can go in that house and go start looking and do whatever the hell I got to do. That guy's definitely detained anyway. But officers, that's the important part, is your articulation. Can you start looking at this guy's behavior and painting a picture on paper that somebody reads it, they can envision it. And that's how you do that. It's an art. It takes a while to learn. And I am so scared for the future of police because they're on this damn thing all day long. And how articulate are you getting through text messages and social media comments? You know, thank God for ChatGPT. That may help people become more articulate.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a tool.
Well, but is it thinking for them too? Like that's the whole, like, you have to be smart enough to like tell it what to think instead of being told what to think. And that's a whole different challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. Harrison said, as an engineer, I'm smart and I'd like to save money. Fair enough, Harrison. But yeah, you're right. And something that we need to start worrying about and paying attention to. And again, officers, I'm sorry, I'm picking on cops tonight. Y'all, if you're using ChatGPT or any other AI, Grok, Gemini, whatever it is, if it's coming up with sentences for you that you didn't put in there and ideas that you didn't put in there, be careful.
Yep, it's not your statement.
We're on a slippery slope with it as it is.
Yep.
I'm curious how it's going to go. The colleges are kind of being our guinea pigs because kids are plagiarizing and doing all that shit left and right.
Well, we had a case get thrown out. An attorney wrote everything up, and it was all misfacts that he tried to, you know, and I think that one made it to the Fifth Circuit. And so, you know, and that was a bad case. Like he did all the paperwork and everything through ChatGPT, or I think it was ChatGPT, and found out it was all documented false facts.
Yeah.
That and the fake. So there's 7 that I've been presented. There's 7 case law cases within the AI world. They keep getting dispersed to people, and the case laws never existed. So they were uploaded and never removed. And if you're downloading that as an attorney, an officer, a DA, as case law, and it actually gets to court, you're going to look like a real POS that you're not looking at real stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so while I honestly think it's good. I think what we're seeing from AI is a major, like, I mean, honestly, there's times when we learn to do the show using AI, things like that. You know, I built my computer using it because I didn't know how. But you also have to understand that it's a machine that we're telling the information to and taking the information from. And you know, the other problem with the hacking and all that kind of stuff within law enforcement, you better make sure that you're using credible, you know, if you are law enforcement, make sure you're not just using ChatGPT. There's so many companies out there that offer some kind of AI service that is legit and it's not tied back to China, basically, where you know, there's hidden things in it. So they're stealing your information from law enforcement, because that's a big issue as well.
Yeah. KP Nation said a video you may want to check out as a 16-year-old stopped driving 10 miles per hour on first day of driving. I think he meant he drove over 10 miles over on his first day of driving. Officer interaction was pretty good. So, yeah, I will try to see if I can find that.
So, RIO Bonham, $5. Same for citizens. ChatGPT might get your state law wrong. Yeah, it's only as good as the information you put into it, and you really have to pay the checks and balances. If you know how AI actually works, it's an algorithm, and so what it does is if you type out a sentence that I can run, and you only put I can, it's an algorithm on how to find the right word at the end. I've learned a whole lot since I've joined this new company on how AI is actually driven. And so it's actually in a long term of things, it's a mathematical equation on how it would finish that sentence. And so it's only as good as the information you put into it. So it can go and find and research that data. So it's pretty crazy what it can do and what it can't do. But you know, it's just like any tool. You need to understand it and know how it works to be able to use it effectively.
Hold on one second. I don't know if this is the video y'all are talking about, so I'm gonna need you to tell me. Does this look familiar in the chat? It also looks like Instagram has kind of changed their look.
Yeah,
it's giving me a bigger video.
Is that landscape?
Yeah, I didn't know they would do that. Let me see. I'm trying to give us the best view we can get here. That doesn't look bad. He said sent it again. I only got. It's harder for me to get things on my computer here, guys.
Mr. Billfold keeps saying he texted you this morning. Check your phone now, and I think he just sent it to you again.
Okay, I see it. Let me try to get it to myself on my computer here.
Crash Out said it doesn't look right.
Yeah, I don't think it is right now that I'm looking. I'm going to stop sharing here.
And he was also saying, yes, he was driving just 10 miles an hour, not 10 over.
Yeah, I got that part. I'm going to try to look up this title on YouTube. I think I got it. Here we go. Let me pop this up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Scared the shit out of me. The volume went right as soon as I clicked on it. My bad.
I popped on Facebook yesterday, and I actually got a porno website popped up, and that's been a very long time since that happened to me.
Good for you, buddy.
And I was like, that video is probably not allowed on this.
Use your phone like an adult. What's wrong with you?
You know, everybody's got a problem every once in a while.
All right, let me get situated here. Okay, let me biggie size this. I think this is the right video. All right, it's only almost 6 minutes long, so not terrible. Let me make sure the volume doesn't blow my eardrums out.
897. Approaching suspect.
Seems like an old officer already, just the way he got out of the car.
Hello, officer. How's it going?
How you doing, son?
I like it. 10 and 2.
Was I doing something wrong, or?
How old are you?
I'm 16, sir.
You have a license on you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa. Come on, man.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what, let's turn the vehicle off.
All right, I'm just gonna say this seems fake.
It looks scripted to me.
I mean, yeah, so far. I'm getting not real police vibes already, but
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
let's keep going. This seems like a scenario training, but we'll keep going. I'm trusting y'all. We'll see.
How's that sound? There you go. It's in park? Okay, let me see your license.
You are, sir.
The registration in there too?
Yes, sir. Do you want me to get it for
I
you?
do. Why are you shaking so much, son?
1 second, sir.
I have issues.
I can't find my registration, sir. This is my first week driving.
It's your first day driving. You got your license yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you, officer.
Where did you take your driving test at?
Just at the local place. I'm only a mile away, sir. I was just.
I see that. You have your address here on the license.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's just listen to me for a second, okay? Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Do that 5 times. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose. 5 times. You haven't done it 5 times. Out through your mouth. Sure. Do you feel how much lower your heart rate is right now? You feel calmer? You feel like you can make decisions a little better?
Yes, sir.
You know why I pulled you over?
No, sir.
You were doing 10 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone.
Is that illegal?
That's dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous. You're not supposed to go faster than 35, but you're definitely not supposed to go 10. And yes, I can write you an infraction for that.
Sir, I'm just trying to drive safe. Okay?
Where are your parents at right now?
They're at home, sir. They just want me to get some experience on the road.
By yourself?
Yes, sir.
Don't you think it'd be advantageous for them to be in the car with you if you're this nervous?
Maybe after I tell them this, they'll want to be in the car with me. Sir.
You can't drive scared, okay? You got to commit. Does that make sense? Do you understand what commit means?
Yes, sir.
You got to be present.
I've been driving scared.
You can't be thinking of all the things that could go wrong, because I guarantee you they will if you start putting that out there, right? You passed your test. Obviously, that means you know what you're doing. You just got to trust yourself, okay? Does that make sense? You know what to do, believe you know what to do, and just allow yourself to do it. If you freeze up, you're going to get into trouble. And listen, it gets easier. It gets a lot easier. The longer you drive, the easier it gets, okay? But you got to be present, you got to be committed, and you can't be scared. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand, officer.
I think the best idea is, let's maybe talk to mom and dad and see if they can maybe ride with you for a little bit. Just get some real road experience. Okay. How far away exactly do you live from here?
I'm 1 mile away, sir. I'm just down the block. I'll drive, and I'll drive with traffic, okay?
With traffic?
Yes, sir. Not over the speed limit, not under. I'll drive.
With traffic, okay, there you go.
Yes,
that makes sense. So you don't want to drive against traffic?
No, sir.
That's bad.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to follow you to your house, okay?
I don't think that's necessary.
I do. I do. Listen, you're not in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
I can genuinely tell you're just scared. You're new to this. And instead of threatening you or making you even more afraid of driving, I'd like to let you know that it gets easier, man. I genuinely know you're not trying to do anything wrong. You're just inexperienced, right?
Yes, sir. I'm not. I swear I was.
We're going to get your confidence back. We're going to get your confidence in place. I'm gonna be a good driver, right?
Yes, sir.
No accidents, no speeding. We're gonna wear a seatbelt, all the things, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let me get settled in my car before you take off, and then I'm gonna follow to your house, okay?
I'm gonna turn my car on, okay?
Just make sure it's in park. Make sure your foot's on the brake.
Yes, sir.
Seatbelt?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
You're killing me.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, officer.
Don't leave. I'm following you.
Okay, I'll stay here.
You're not in trouble. I'm just making sure you get home safe.
Okay, thank you.
Be great if he's like 45 minutes from home.
Did you?
I'm calling bullshit.
It's a real Axon video. However, that's and I've had interactions similar to this. Obviously, we run into new drivers all the time on patrol. If you're active on traffic stops, there was too many red flags in that for me to call.
The approach. He didn't take any
video.
He's letting him dig around the car, and he's like 10 feet away from the vehicle. Like,
yeah, like you immediately would have closed the distance. Like the not calling in the name, like you're gonna verify. Like there's all of it. Like that's not how. No, sorry, Mr. Billfold. I think you got bamboozled on that one. That was way too scripted to me. I could be wrong. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just telling you. To me, it seems like my bullshit flag. I'm throwing the flag. Throwing the bullshit flag. Colt Volga. Fake. I'm reading y'all's comments. Nat, come on already. Nat was getting tired. She's one of my diligent mods that we have. Too funny.
Area.
What do you think, chat? Real or fake? Yeah, crash out is.
Ario, thank you.
Ario,
Super chat.
Oh, that's right. Ario did drop super chat. $5 said, it's fake. Listen to the. Yes, I agree. The radio traffic was fake as fuck. That was like video game radio traffic. It didn't match. Yeah, you're right. It didn't match the environment at all. So I'm with you on that. Yeah, the radio traffic for me, just the way the whole traffic stop was conducted for me.
I don't know if you can go back and freeze on that door, but that didn't even look like a proper
like police marking. Yeah, it did look a little jacked up. Forefathers. Fake as a $3 bill. Oh shit. Yeah, the cop didn't immediately run the ID. Cannot be the real. Point taken. Yeah, for that ID crack, baby. Doesn't matter who you are. You can't get it in your hands, Mr. Billfold, and not get a taste. You gotta be like, I gotta run it. Right? Could you hear me breathe through my nose there?
Just to add on this, Mr. Billfold, there are interactions that go like this that aren't scripted. We run into, and I mean just law enforcement in general, we run into new drivers all the time because they unfortunately stick out like a sore thumb. And sometimes you think somebody's drunk or this and that, and you have a probable cause and you stop them and you realize they just started driving. And then it's kind of a motivational talk. It does, but it's not scripted like that. Is it true in context? Yes. But that is, I'd put a paycheck on that. That was scripted.
Yeah. Innocent auditor said, how many donuts do you cops eat a day? Well, me, sir, I don't ever go out to buy donuts really myself, but I will tell you if they are in the vicinity, I am eating them. So I'm not going to say no most of the time, unless I'm on some sort of diet. I don't pass up donuts. Alan, do you pass up donuts?
I never.
Yeah,
when they're there, you partake, and there's a certain ones you gravitate to if they're still in the box. Blue sprinkles. It's definitely going to be eaten. If
I do love my strawberry sprinkled Homer Simpson looking donut, which is kind of what inspired our whole thing. I would ask Banning, but I mean.
The last donut I had was in Scottsdale, Arizona. It was
when we went to Bosa.
That's a donut right there.
That is a good donut.
That is a donut.
Hell yeah. Made, man.
The real question is to innocent auditor, how many donuts do you eat a day? That's a weird question to ask another man, but whatever. How many donuts you eat a day, mister? He talking like he's gonna pass up one. What up, party people? Warlocker show in the house. What's up, Warlocker? I tried to get them on for me, guys. But they were all busy too. So, Warlocker said vetting AI generated videos show is a PETA. I don't know what that means. Eric eats donuts with his pinky raised. Fuck you guys. How
There was
dare
one-
you?
So I will say, guys, that was a legit Axon body camera footage. I mean,
All they did was put the watermark over
Yeah,
it. No,
I
that's
mean-
not. I can do that. I am.
yeah, definitely. No,
I know how to
I'm
do that.
saying, like, I mean, it definitely had the right labeling on it.
Yeah.
But it definitely was scripted. If they were using an Axon body camera, then they, they were scripting everything else. In my opinion, and so
The department will release that because it's going to be on their website.
Yeah,
100%. They're going to put that on their social media page.
Right.
It didn't just get out. There's no way that department wouldn't have shared that.
Right.
So you show me the department that backs it, and then all right. But I'm calling bullshit.
There was another insignia on the page on the bottom right, but I couldn't. It was so small I couldn't make it out. So
KP Nation said Krispy Kreme or Dunkin'. Bro, I go private industry. I like small business donut shops. I try to support local business. I don't really try to support chain very much, unless they just got something nailed. Let me think. I can't even think of something off the top of my head that I just can't live with. Chick-fil-A.
what's that one that's in Vegas that has like the funky toppings, and I can't think. It's
Voodoo?
Voodoo donut.
Yeah, Voodoo's good.
I like some Voodoo donut.
Yeah. I got the dick donut the one day.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to. I mean,
I was 3 sheets to the wind. I was like, give me the dick donut. Big old chocolate frosting all over it. I was laughing my ass off. Yeah. Check me out, guys. Check me out.
that's
shit.
briefing conversation right there.
What is Mr. Billfold talking about here? Sorry, he goes, so if you're wanting to go hard with a bunch of dumb shit, please just don't. What are we talking about? Is he getting on somebody? Is somebody trying to get on us for, he said 2 a day. See, innocent, you get it, brother. I love it. I love our auditors out there, by the way. I know Tim, one of our mods, he's been challenging people a lot on TikTok to come on our show. He's like, hey, if you hate auditors, 2 Cops, 1 Donut will have you on. Come talk about it. He's not wrong, So, Tim, I appreciate you putting out the challenge, brother. We don't shy away from that stuff. My damn rolling.
That would be a good challenge, though. We have all of our everybody sends us their best donut.
Yeah.
When we have our next get together, and we trial donuts from around the country.
Oh, let me pull up Okay, so Sean Reyes, Long Island auditor, sent me a video of his recent thing. I think we're gonna get him on. I want to let his YouTube channel. Okay, guys. One thing you got to understand is like this content, especially like what Long Island Audit's got going on right now. Like, I want that to play its natural role for him, so he gets as many views and likes and follows and all that shit for his stuff. So I'm gonna let that kind of marinate for a little while, and then I'm gonna try to have him on the show to discuss it. He's gonna talk about it on his platform. I guarantee it. He's gonna give you all the ins and outs. But then I'll get him on, and then we'll talk about this recent incident. But I want to share it.
Hey, Crash Out. I appreciate you subscribing. We're just here to provide an outlet. We want to answer questions the best we know how. We bring in officers and people that talk from all over the country because everybody has a different take and different input. But we definitely want to be an outlet. Sometimes we get it wrong, but generally we feel like our chat group keeps us in line too. I've learned a lot from the group, and appreciate you joining.
Appreciate it. Yeah, brother. Here's the thing. If you're new to our page, we are not a cop echo chamber. We're just like you. We hate bad cops. And the problem that I see is there's not enough cops calling out bad cops. I I can't hold other cops accountable in other jurisdictions. I can only handle what's inside my fishbowl. And that's all I'm going to handle. So I want to make that expectation clear. And I would hope other cops would do the same thing. No different than you at your place of employment. I'm not expecting you to be a Subway employee that sees a video of a Subway employee in another state that's, doing the fentanyl lean and is dropping, meth inside their sandwiches as they're making them, because I've seen those videos. I'm not holding other Subway people. Well, you need to get over there and get that guy. No. So I'm going to hold my cops accountable if it happens in front of me. But for the most part, we want to have the discussions. I want you guys to see that there are cops willing to call out other cops for bad. And there's the other side of it, though, too, is I'm fair and balanced. I'm going to call out cops for doing good work, just like the one that we saw earlier of the cop getting the kids locked in a fucking basement. That was amazing. That was great police work. We should be applauding the pressure that those cops put on that shithead, because they could have easily just taken the information and left. And now we'd be talking about a horror story where these kids were all killed.
Yep.
And we don't have to do that because we had a cop that wasn't afraid to do his fucking job, and it was amazing police work. So I want to put those good police videos out there. I want to call out the bad ones, but I don't want to call out the bad ones to bitch like the one I'm about to show you. I want to talk about how we improve it. I want to talk about the education behind it. How do we make it better? It does no good. Any of my military people, especially, they're going to tell you, you don't go to your leadership with a problem if you don't have a solution ready to go. That's military 101. That's from private on up. So we don't have privates in the Air Force, but I thought you guys would appreciate that. So we have airmen. Airman basic. So, I'm quasi-military, so I bought a memorial hat, y'all. I'm military.
No, it's absolutely military, but the jokes are quite humorous.
Yeah. So I want to play Long Island Audit's video. We'll make this the episode. Y'all. We've already been going an hour and a half. This is a 20-minute video. I don't know that we need to watch the whole thing, but I do want you guys to see what happened. I am very angry for him. So you already kind of know my side on this, but there were some comments and some people dropping some cash too. I am boss. He said, me with Leah. Love it. Very cool. Let me go down here. Somebody dropped money. Oh, Auditor. Auditor became a member. Hell yeah. We got an auditor, brother. That's what I'm talking about, brother. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Innocent Auditor. Innocent Auditor, if you are an actual auditor, brother, come on the show. Who have we had, guys? We've had Auditor the Watchdog. We've had Long Island Audit. We've had HBO, Matt. I think we were trying to get Kansas City Auditor, but that fell through. Just scheduling. I gotta make sure I reconnect. Guys in the chat, don't let me forget to get those guys. I do want to get him on here. I desperately want to get Southern Law Draw. So if somebody can help me get Southern Law Draw, please help me get him. I want to get him. So appreciate you. But let me get this. And I know you guys want me to play the Utah video. I haven't watched it yet. I want to give it I want to give it its due.
And in that, I did try to skim through it. It's got a lot of interview pieces to it, and so we need to get a better quality of it.
Maybe after I see it, guys, I'll throw a bonus live stream, and we'll get it in that way. I know it's going to be a hot topic because everybody's been blowing it up already. I will get to it, I promise. I haven't had a chance. I've been literally, I took vacation all week to work. If that gives you an idea, I'm pulling 13, 14 hour days. I didn't have time. So I didn't have time for shit. All the videos that you guys saw this week, those were pre-recorded. I knew this week was coming up. A lot of this shit was pre-recorded and I just edited it ahead of time. So appreciate you, Crash Out Keanu. Said, love the channel. Dropped $2. Appreciate you very much. Thank you, sir. And everybody I want you to know where your money goes. Your money goes into our premium YouTube account. Your money goes into Restream, the thing that we're using to stream to y'all, to broadcast to y'all. One of the reasons we use it is because any guest that comes on the show, they can share their audience with us. So we can combine our networks. So that's the fun part. And I think that's what really joins the community, but it ain't cheap. Look up Restream Pro account. This shit is not cheap. So we ain't here rolling up in Benzes and shit off of the money you guys donate. It all goes back into the show. Not a single bit of your money goes into our pockets. It goes into the show. So thank you. I know you could spend your money anywhere. If you ever choose to spend it on what we're doing, holy shit, you truly do honor me. And honor and integrity to me are two of the most important virtues that I see in people. I only surround myself with people that are honorable and have integrity. So I love it. Love it. Love it. That's why I let Mr. Big Bearded Billfold be around me. Out of all the shit he says, I can see through all of the anger. He's an honorable man, and he's got integrity. So
I'm going to have you later this week. I'm trying to get better. The camera's about 10 feet away from me. It's a Sony Alpha 7 IV.
He's upgraded, Eric.
Yeah, that motherfucker got a better camera than me, you piece of shit.
And then I get this.
Oh, look at you. Yeah. I will say, you're not stuttering. I think maybe part of your problem was your equipment.
It is, and it's getting better and better. This is a skeleton setup. It's literally out of the box mode, so I'm going to have to learn some of that stuff.
Yeah. It's
not hard, but it'll get better.
You've got Alan, you've got Google, you'll be fine. Alan got me through a lot. So, okay. Let me share the screen here. You guys know the formula. I feel like when I start doing this, I feel like Dave Portnoy, whatever his name is, that does the pizza things. He's like, y'all know the rules. One bite. Y'all know how this is. Biggie size, and let's go. All right, let's get this going. So first off, shout out to Long Island Audit. A matter of fact, y'all, I'm going to take a picture and send him a text message saying, hey, brother, we are watching your video on our live.
Hey, Crash Out is saying, he's trying to kiss up right now.
He's trying to kiss up.
He likes your hat.
You're damn right you like this hat, baby. Thank you. You ain't trying to kiss up. My man got respect for a good hat.
He's asking about the fishing hat. It looks like you got a bob right
now. No. It's a waggle.
Yeah, trying to talk shit, and he was talking about your hat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love to go fishing. But yeah, it's a waggle. Just gotten back into golf, so doing a little bit of that.
All right, I just text Sean. I said, "Hey, we watching you on our live."
Oh, maybe he'll pop on.
Maybe.
He might be doing a night audit. You got to be careful.
Banning in 4K. I'm not sure we can handle that, guys.
No shit. I can see the individual ginger beard hairs.
Damn it!
I know, right? Oh my God, let me turn my damn name off.
Some more light on
blocking all my view. Okay, there we go. Go away. All right, and play.
Get off my property right now. Don't touch me. Do not.
You got assault right there.
Yep.
Technically speaking, but we'll get into the video. I like how he edits like me. You kind of want to get the shock value right at the beginning, so people get invested. Like, now I got to know what the fuck happened. So,
Do not touch me. What is wrong with you? Did you go in my backyard?
Yeah.
Get off my property. No, get off of my property. You just illegally entered my backyard. Get off my property. No, I'm going to escort you off my property.
You can't escort me.
I can escort you off my property. This is my property. You need to get off of my property immediately.
Back up.
Do not touch me. Do not touch me. What is wrong with you? You are trespassing. You are trespassing.
God, I love
Sean.
Sean.
The sign says no trespassing.
The balls he
you are
has.
trespassing on my property, and you went behind my closed gate. It doesn't matter if it has a lock on it.
We can't just always just vacate something if we feel threatened or scared.
And I love the cop-splaining you're doing right now. But a law enforcement officer came into my backyard without a warrant, without probable cause of any crime, and then.
And I will say, he's 100% right. Full fucking cop-splaining. I mean, this fucking tools out. I mean, listen, any job, I don't care if it's cop or not. Everybody wants to defend their guys. That's good leadership. Fair. Let's be balanced. You all do it. Everybody in these comments does it. I don't care where you work. You defend your guys. He's trying to defend his guy. But
he's a sergeant, so he
sergeant.
should be defending his guys. Like,
right?
You know, but you also have to understand when you go to defend, you better know what you're
talking about. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you better interview enough
Yeah.
to figure out what the hell you're doing.
He would have been better off going, okay, I'm going to look into it. And that's it. That's all you had to say.
Exactly.
I'm going to look into it. Let me get what you need to go.
Okay.
But
so Eric,
we haven't even scratched the surface, but
if I come walking into this office as a sergeant, what is your role there? Like, you take information, correct?
Yeah. For me, I roll out the red carpet. If you come in, and I'm not joking, if you come into where I'm at and you're there to give a legitimate complaint, I'm going to have you come to my office. Okay, let's go to my office. I'm going to have you sit down. I'm going to bring another person in there. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to bring somebody else in to be a witness, whether it's a civilian that works at my place or I don't care who it is. I just want one more person. And I'm going to grab a body camera. And I'm saying, hold on 1 second. Let me grab a body camera. I want to make sure we have this all on record. And then I'm going to go into it. Okay, sir, tell me what you got. And I'm going to let that person spill everything. If they have questions along the way, I'm going to ask that they hold their questions until after they tell me their full story. So I want to hear the story. Cool. We got that. All right. Nice. All right, sir. Do you have any questions? Okay, cool. I will answer what I can. And now I will tell you, okay, here's what will happen from here. Are you making an official complaint? If you are, I'm going to need your name and information so we can get this complaint up the channel and then go from there. It's really not hard. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, and that's no different than as a cop, like not a sergeant. Like that's what you do when you go to a scene. You let the person tell you what the complaint is. You let okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Crash Out said, since y'all are officers, what kind of code of conduct would apply to those rules being broke? That is, oh my God, that is such a deep question and complicated question because it's different in every department.
Well, I mean, here's the allegation. It's a criminal allegation. So this corporal, I think somebody corrected us, said it's only 2 stripes. Either way,
that's 3 motherfucking stripes. I'm looking at it right now. That's 3. Yeah.
But however, he, just in the departments that I've worked, being a first line supervisor, you're going to take that, you're going to get it on paper for one, and then more than likely internal affairs is going to get involved because this is a criminal complaint and it needs to be handled appropriately. So you got to get internal affairs involved. It needs to be audio and video recorded. We got to go back, and then they're going to have to go and do an entire investigation on the officer, pulling the body camera footage, AVL, which is location data, depending on what type of software they're running, and it's going to be a full blown investigation because it's criminal. It's not just the officer was rude to me on traffic, which don't have to be rude either, but every complaint should be investigated, accordingly. Either it's going to be a rule violation or it's going to be criminal. And if it's criminal, we got to get the right players involved.
Yeah. Okay. This is a longer video. So I want to play a lot of it. I want you guys, I'm going to play it up until the point that he actually comes and talks to this sergeant. Then we'll chat a little bit and then I'll let the sergeant part play out. So, this
pushed me several times while I'm telling him to get off of my property.
Shout out to Long Island Audit. Make sure you guys like, subscribe.
Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. On May 25th, 2026, I was celebrating Memorial Day, having a barbecue with family and friends when Suffolk County Police Officer Ahmed, badge number 7992, approached my home for an alleged noise complaint. Pay close attention to the sound of the music or lack thereof in this unedited footage from one of my security cameras. After Officer Ahmed did not get a response at the front door, he decided to go around to the left side of my house, open a closed gate that is approximately 70 feet away from my front door, and enter my backyard. Unfortunately, I did not have a security camera pointed directly at the gate at the time, but several of my family members and friends saw him enter my backyard, and as you'll see coming up, Officer Ahmed admits to it. As soon as I became aware that law enforcement was on my property, I immediately began recording and met the officer outside.
Hey, what are you doing?
So we came in for the loud music. The neighbors complaining. It's too loud, you know. You have something can you lower it down a little, or because I saw that these are too huge. You know?
Did you go in my backyard?
Yeah, I'll knock on the door. I'll ring you 3 times. Nobody's there. You don't even.
I want you to pay close attention. I'm only going to pause it for a second. But he asked him, did you go in my backyard? And he said, yeah. Let's keep going.
Wait, what is your name and badge number?
Officer Ahmad 7992.
Okay, Ahmad. So you went into my backyard?
Yeah, open the door and I see who the residents were. 3 times. Nobody.
Get off my property.
What did you say?
Get off my property.
Get off your property?
Get off my property now.
Okay, that's how you're gonna do it?
Get off my property.
Can I show some ID? Show me some
No, get off.
Okay, I know I said I was going to play it, but I can't help myself. So, I'm so angry
that you can't like.
I'm so angry right now.
Man.
So, you guys have seen our ego class. For those that have seen it, if you have not, go back to our episode with George Lopez. We talk about ego.
The medulla.
He just flipped this guy's mind. He's so used to people complying that he expected this guy to listen to what he had to say, and then he was going to get his ID. But Long Island, he's one. You fucked with the wrong bull. The dude knows his shit, and immediately calls him on his shit and tells him to leave his property. He's got every right to do that. He's got every right to do that. And this guy, what does he do? Instead of doing that, he says, well, I want your ID. Why does he do that? Because he hit an unexpected expectation. He expected him to comply. When that didn't happen, when that expectation was unmet, his ego took over. He went from logical thinking to an emotional response. The emotional response was, give me your ID, because he didn't know what to do. He wasn't prepared for somebody that didn't just comply with what he was asking at all. Is that, you guys get the same vibe on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, even, in Crash Out said Long Island Audit is smart. Even if he was, it's not that he's just smart. He is a smart guy. I'll give him, I'm not saying he's not smart, but it's not that he's smart. He's practiced.
Mm-hmm.
He had the same fucking interaction, just vice versa with Fahey. And I mean, he's basically doing the right way that Fahey should have done all of this when he dealt with that piece of shit. So now he's flipped the script. And this is what I told Sean. I was like, dude, how does this shit fucking find you even when you're not out working doing your thing? You're at home minding your own business, and this shit
How is
happens.
his address not documented in CAD?
Right?
For an officer, when I pull it up, it should be like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
The billboard truck is over there in his driveway.
You're right. Yeah. Mag dump. Leah is not the guy to pull this shit with. Not now, not ever. Forefathers. Do you know where you're at? You better go check with someone and then get back to me. Right? I love it.
And you went through a fence. Regardless if he has it on video or not, he has enough people that saw it.
Right. Yeah, he's got witnesses. And I'll give this
camera's gonna have it on it.
Right. Assuming he's recording, but I'll give the officer credit. He owned it. That's good. Yeah. He's being honest. At least he's being honest. That's
okay. So Eric, you pull up. There is loud music and all that stuff, and it is a party that's going a little crazy. What would give you the right to go through that door?
Nothing.
To go through that gate?
Nothing gives me the right, even if it is loud music. Let's say, okay,
what
we're going to
go over the fence and there's underage drinking.
We're going to go with the offense, right? The offense is loud music. So we're going to go with the city ordinance.
Correct.
So it's got to reach a certain decibel level. I have to prove that. I can't just show up and go, oh, I hear music. It's too loud. That doesn't work.
Nope.
I have to prove it. So I still don't have a right to go in the backyard. I got to go get a decibel meter, and I got to hold that out, and I got to get it on my body cam, and I got to show. Okay, here I am at the roadway. Here's the sound index that I'm hearing. It's at 20 decibels. Oh, shit. What do you know? Most decibels for loud music is, I think, 60 to 80 and over. At least that's where it is for me, depending on the time of night and where you're at. It varies. I will give you that. It varies. But you have to prove it. He's done nothing. He's done none of that. He has no meter with him to begin with. You can't say, well, I can tell. Through my training and experience, I know that that's at this amount of decibels. Doesn't fucking work that way. So, King Pomegranate said he's being honest because thinks laws do not apply to him. That doesn't make sense to me.
The officer's being honest that he walked through the gate. Like, I can walk wherever I want.
No. I don't think it has anything to do with him not thinking the law applies to him. I think he doesn't know.
I love how he's walking through somebody's yard with his hands in his back pockets. Like,
yeah, I think he doesn't know any better. No. I'm looking at this guy, and he truly thinks because he's got a loud music call that he has that right. Yeah. It's not because he thinks he's above the law. He's just an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
This is fundamentally where some of the rub comes from my perspective versus y'all's perspective. I see the training issue. I trained cops, and when I train idiot cops that can't get the lessons that I'm trying to give them, and I'm like, no, and then you see them go out and practice and flub it up or miss. What's the word I'm looking for? Where they think they know, they think they have an idea of the concept or the spirit of this law, and they're way off. I'm like, no, that's not. You're wrong. That's not how that works.
Well, and also I would give, as a corporal and as a sergeant, how much time have you reviewed body camera to make sure your team is, doing things right? Like,
right, audit your guys' videos.
Yeah, like you're making sure. Hey guys, I watched your body camera on this incident, and you foobarred it. You got to do better. Like, there's so much, because you're not on scene with somebody doesn't mean you're not reviewing their body camera and stuff like that. So,
yeah. And this is where me and Mr. Billfold fundamentally just bump heads, because he said this officer admitted it because he knows the unlimited example that cops do not face accountability. He cannot be so undertrained that he thinks that anything he did was lawful. No, I truly believe that he thinks he was in the right. He thinks he knows the law, and he thinks that because he had an offense and a call there. How many times have you guys seen videos where I didn't just show up here out of thin air. I was called here.
You called me here. I have to deal with this.
Called me here, so I have a right to your ID. That is what they think. It is not anything to do with not having been held accountable.
Yeah,
they truly think that that's the fucking law, and it drives me it drives me nuts.
Ignorance. That's the ignorance of
terrible training, and it's culturally indoctrinated because their FTO told him that, and he thinks he's right.
And they never question their FTO because their FTO told them this is the rule.
Yes. And this fucking cheese dick here thinks he's right. But let's keep going.
Off of my property. You just illegally entered my backyard. Yes, you did. You cannot come into my backyard. Back up. I need you to back up. Back up. Back up.
Oh, that finger pointing. That's not
de-escalation. Who put their finger up first, by the way? Yeah, he's not de-escalating. Who put their finger up first?
The officer.
I'm going to go with fucking mustache man here. So, you started this. You are escalating all of this stuff. And let's go back to the Constitution, baby. You're on my fucking property. This is my home. The king of the castle. This is where I live. I have more rights in my own home than I have anywhere in the world. And I am a constitutionalist. I, as a cop, when I go to somebody's home, I am on eggshells to make sure I do not violate somebody's rights in their own home.
So what makes that public property? At what point? Back to the curb, correct? None of that is public.
Your curtilage. I mean, you got... He does have a right to come up and knock on the door. He's got a right to investigate the loud music. But again, Leah doesn't have to answer any questions.
Correct.
He doesn't have to provide any access to anything. He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't even have to answer the door. You've got a noise ordinance. End of the day, you go back out to your car and you write a ticket to the address and hope that it fucking sticks, but it's not going to. You still got to prove that it's too loud.
I mean, to a point, I would say he doesn't have a right to the grass. I would say he has a right to the walkway. the driveway, those kind of things. Maybe you glance around to see if anybody can see you so you can get their attention to come to the door, but nothing more than that.
Yeah. Can one of our mods handle this fucking dude? What the fuck? I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of funny, but I don't know. I'm Doug the dealer. I sell Dougs.
Okay, big shout out to all the mods.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate them, because back when we were having to do that and all the other stuff, like, y'all are great. I really do appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Okay. So let's keep going. Leah's in the right.
To me, look how close you are to me.
Put your finger down.
Back up. Call your supervisor over here.
Yeah, my supervisor gonna come in a second.
Call your supervisor.
Yeah,
Back up.
come.
Back up. You are on my
I need
property.
ID.
You are on my property.
You have your ID with you or no?
You're on my property.
What's your name?
You're on my property.
What's your name?
Call your supervisor here.
Yeah, I'm here for a reason.
Call your supervisor here.
What's your first and last name?
Call your supervisor over here.
You gonna give me your first and last name or no?
Call your supervisor over here.
He's gonna come. You have your ID with you or no?
I haven't broken the law.
You haven't broken the law?
I have not broken the law, no. And unless you better figure out who you're talking to, because I know the law and you went into my backyard. We have a problem. Get off of my property right now.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
Get off of my property.
I'm calling the supervisor. I'm coming back right now.
Great.
Stay
Get off my property. No, I'm going to escort you off my property.
Fellow Patriots, here on Long Island Audit, we only work with brands that bring real value to our lives. And today's video sponsor, Incogni, has brought...
They go after your info across the entire 60% off.
Back off. Back off my property.
Playing loud music.
You are trespassing. You are trespassing. You are trespassing. You are trespassing. Yes. You see the sign says no trespassing?
Yeah.
You are trespassing on my property, and you went behind my closed gate. So you are trespassing.
It's open.
It's not an open gate. No, it's not.
There's
It
no
self
lock on it.
closes.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it has a lock on it. It's clearly.
He's wrong. Just because a gate's unlocked doesn't mean that it's open to anybody. You have a reasonable expectation of privacy when you have a fence that is shut around your property. That's the whole reason for a fence. Imagine that in court trying to defend that stupid ass shit he just said. Oh, our boy's in the house. He said insanity. Oh my God, Long Island. I cannot believe you had to deal with this bullshit. He said I popped in, putting the kids in bed. No worries, brother. Yeah. So just he's not wrong. Fucking insanity. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna keep going.
Intended to enclosed in a manner. Do you know the law? Enclosed in a manner. Yeah. Get off the property. Yep. How dare you come into my property?
Ask you for it.
I haven't broken any laws. Get off my. You are breaking the law. You are breaking the law. You are trespassing. You are trespassing. Get off of my property. I am telling you. I'm ordering you off of my property. I'm ordering you off of my property. Get off of my property. I haven't broken the law.
The question was asked, can they go in your backyard if there isn't a fence? No, they can't. There's reasonable it has to be reasonable.
So what is curtilage?
The curtilage is the buffer area around your home, guys. So in the curtilage, it's reasonable to go over the city easement, which is like that little short 5-foot area from the street to about where your like his mailbox. You can see his mailbox right there. There's a little area, especially where there's not a sidewalk provided. That's a city easement. You're allowed to go up on there. You're allowed to come up the driveway, and you're allowed to go knock on the door. And that area around the front of the house is what would be considered the curtilage. You can do that.
Basically, the delivery of parcels. You can take the same route.
So basically, when I say curtilage, so in the laws that we are trained in, it basically says that we have the right to approach or things like that within the curtilage of your property. So if we are in the investigation stage or we need to go knock on the front door, those are the ways and means to get to your residence. There is a sketchy line when you have a chain link fence in front of your front door. Are you allowed to go through that chain link fence to get to the front door? It depends on the type of call and what we're going to do. But there's also that unknown. If I open that gate fence, is that pit bull going to come running at me? And are you in the wrong if you're going to go knock on the door? And so those are things that you learn through training, and it better be a good enough call for you to go through that.
Yeah. And guys, end of the day, let's just say this music was kind of loud.
Yep.
Knock on the door. Hey, you got a call about the music. Can you turn it down? And I don't think he had any ill intent when he ran around to the side. I think he's an idiot for trying to go into the backyard.
Yep.
But I get it if you hear people back there and you're like, well, maybe I can get somebody's attention. Because like he said, they're having a celebration. Maybe it was a little hard for him to hear him. Reasonable. I get that's like, I'm not trying to say this guy was up to anything nefarious. But again, you should be walking on eggshells when you're on somebody else's property, especially as a government agent, as a cop. You are the man, not in a good way. You're the man. So you need to be watching people's rights. So you try to make contact. I would have yelled from on the other side of the fence, hey, police, just anybody there.
Yep.
Not hard. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just loud music. It's not the end of the fucking world. So you don't make contact with anybody, so be it. You still got to prove that it's too loud. That's one step. So that's going to be my next logical step. I'm going to go back to my car. I'm going to say, all right, I do have a decibel meter. I don't have a decibel meter. So if I do, I'm going to ask, I'm going to check it. If I don't, I'm going to make a request. Hey, do we have a decibel meter? Anybody can bring me? No, we don't. Or yes, we do. And then we'll go from there. And I guarantee it wasn't too loud. And then you say, okay, I made contact. I don't have a violation, and you leave.
Okay. So here,
super easy.
Both of you, I want to ask both of you this question.
No, fuck banning.
So you're driving down the street, noise complaint call. When you roll down your window and you drive up to that residence and you don't hear loud music,
I'm gone.
How are you handling it?
I don't even go to the house. Nope, wasn't too loud. I'm
dispatch, everything's 10-4. We're going to move to the next call because Eric, I know you have 35 calls holding.
Yep.
Banning, you might have had 2 calls holding. So you guys, neither one of you would even have gotten out of the car on this call, correct?
I mean, I would even go to turn off
on a Memorial Day. This is on Memorial Day.
Yeah, on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
What are the odds? I wore the hat too. This is good timing.
Right, on Memorial Day.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
So just dumb. Anyway, all right. Somebody said Freeman facts. They are pushing 300,000. What did Freeman say? I missed it. I didn't even see Freeman in there. Okay. This cop won't be held accountable for this. Long Island is a dream job for cops. Have you seen what they get paid and no accountability? Yes. Freeman's not wrong. He's not wrong. So this is part of why we do what we do. We got Long Island audit on one side trying to hold some accountability, and you got us on the inside trying to hold some accountability. Maybe together we can at least make things start to improve. Really missed it. How did you do that little pin thing? Did you see that?
Yeah. Like
new? That's weird. I don't understand what it does. Anyway. Oh, I see what it's doing. Never mind. The pig straps on his gun every day and has no intent to actually be an informed, basically trained cop. Mr. Billfold's trying to start some shit tonight. He's on this.
We got him fired up with watching video.
He's amped up. I need to watch out for him tonight. He's gonna tear me up.
What happens when you spend an hour and a half on the phone with him?
Keith Ebel said, "What is the other link for this podcast?" What do you mean? What is this other link?
Go to YouTube, Keith, because right now you're on Facebook.
Yeah, Bannon, you do what you gotta do, brother. Let me know. Are you bolting now?
I got a hard cut at 9. I got such an early morning.
Okay,
that job,
Yeah, Banning's hard at 9. I got it.
Right. Priorities, guys. I appreciate it very much, and looking forward to it next week, guys.
All right, brother. Take it easy,
buddy.
Thanks.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right. Okay. Let's keep going. I know I said I wasn't going to stop, but I can't.
No, honestly, you had to.
Yeah. So, all right, let's keep going.
You, officer, are breaking the law. Okay. You couldn't even hear my music from outside. Couldn't even hear it. It's all on video. Okay. It was on, right? When I came out, right? Yeah, take down whatever license plate you want, but you need to get off my property. Get off my property right now.
Put your hand down, guy.
Don't touch
There's
me.
another
Do
assault.
not touch me. What is
Dude.
wrong with you?
And
Get
push
off of
him
my
off.
property. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. I'm not touching you.
All
You
in the
keep putting
name
your
of
hands on
officer
me. Are you
safety.
kidding me?
You walking into?
Because I'm escorting you off of my property.
Officer safety that had his hands in
Get
his
off
pocket.
of
Did
my
you hear what he
property.
said right there?
Get your supervisor over
He said,
here.
because I'm escorting you off my property. He goes, you are not escorting me anywhere. Interesting. Okay, keep going. This is my favorite
How dare
part.
you?
All of that.
How dare you?
All of
and I will
that.
still stand here. How
And-
dare he push me on my property?
And then-
this is my property. Get off.
And then you get in your
can see,
car and
we
you
have-
jet.
Unlike Sergeant Brian Fahey,
I
we
love
have
this.
no trespassing signs on our property. There's another one by the house. Look at him. Now he's leaving like the coward he is. Look at him. Running away like a coward.
And he asked for a supervisor.
No. We are going
He
to
did.
go into the
He asked
sixth
for a
precinct.
supervisor. Now, listen, guys, I will say just because you ask for a supervisor doesn't mean you're going to get one.
Yeah, like
no
my
law.
agency, there's only 3 officers on duty per shift. Okay, so you're probably, if the sergeant is doing something, you're not getting, it's just we don't have the officers.
Yeah. Steve Wallace said, I'm going to need about an hour out of you guys. You got me, brother. I got to stay up. I've been getting up at 4:30 a.m. every day, and I got to go back to my regular job tomorrow. So I got to stay up tonight. So I actually texted my wife. I said, hey, you wouldn't mind if I got on the podcast tonight?
That's
Even
awesome.
though, and she was like, I'm tired. I'm going to go right to bed. So I was like, all right, I'll be on here. Because she knows I got to stay awake to just get my schedule back on normal. So Magdump said, Long Island Odd, I'm going to escort you to the end of your career. Too funny. Yeah, I do agree, Pomegranate. The little plant is kind of blocking the sign. It's not a great sign, but it's fine.
It doesn't matter. It's posted.
It's posted. He can make a legal argument that it's posted.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But honestly, even if it's not posted,
yeah. I mean, he didn't have much going on there, but Twitchy, what is member for 7 months?
Yes.
This officer has a case of little man syndrome, right? Yeah. Our guy, like, come on, dude. Like that doesn't have anything to do with any of this. Don't be that guy.
And if you knew anything about that scenario, like that's a 5-episode conversation. So
yeah, we're not there yet. I do want to have a conversation about it. I just don't know enough yet. I've been waiting for the full Monty to come out. So.
I've actually got a couple people I can probably connect you with.
I would love to get an officer that was out there.
I have a connection. I've actually done a training with one person that was there, and then I have a direct connection with one of the guys that was brought in to do the after action. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Let's try to get that. I would love to have the Uvalde conversation because I would like to hear it from the horse's mouth from at least one person. So, all right, let's keep going.
Precinct right now. Let's head over there. All right, fellow patriots. So we are here at the 6th precinct
this
here
motherfucker
in
didn't
Selden,
waste
New
time.
York,
He's
right
just
here
like,
on Long Island.
I'm gonna go right to the
This
precinct.
is the precinct where Officer Ahmed is from. That's why his vehicle had a 600 number on it. So we're gonna see if we could speak to a supervisor here.
That's kind of
what just happened was egregious.
Knowing the behind
and
the
he needs
scenes
to be held
vehicle's
accountable.
number
I need to
because
speak
of
to a supervisor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's what I say. Sean's not an idiot.
Speaking to somebody specific, you were.
No, there was an officer that came to my home, and I need to speak right now. Yeah, he left, and I came here, and I need to speak to a supervisor about the conduct of the officer.
Do you have your ID?
No, I'm not gonna give my ID right now. I just want to speak to somebody.
All right, I'll be with you shortly.
Thanks, appreciate it. Yep, no problem.
One eternity later.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how you doing? What was your name?
My name is Sergeant Cromer. It's K-R-O.
Okay, my name is Sean Paul Reyes. I'm here to speak with you regarding.
All right, hold on. You don't get to come in and drop frauditor statements unless you're going to back up your statement. Because nothing about this is frauditor. So, love to know that definition and what the fuck you're talking about.
So, she made a comment when he first came in. Do you have a problem with her asking for ID, Eric?
I mean, he's under no obligation to
No,
give it.
but she can ask all day
She
long,
can
guys.
ask. Yeah, you guys know
You
my
know, she said, "Hey, can I see, do you have any ID?" And he said, "No, I don't wanna give it." "Okay,"
Yeah.
and she moved on. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
That's a perfect interaction. I'm an educator though, guys. You guys know my stance. I think that officers should be required to educate when it's required and when it's not.
Correct. Yep.
So, no different. That's what the Miranda warning is. Nobody complains. This is the other thing. No cop complains about the Miranda warning. And really all that is educating a person about their rights. So why are we as cops not doing that already about everything else? If I go up and I make contact with you and I have a right to your ID, I'm going to tell you exactly why I have a right to your ID. But if I don't have a right to it, I need to tell you that too. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm Officer Levine. I'm making contact with you because of this situation going on over here. I got a lot of music complaint. You're not required to give me your ID in this situation, but it does help me when it comes to doing my information report that I'm going to have to do. And it can help later on if for whatever reason this goes further or something bigger happens. But you don't have to give it to me and let them decide. Now they made an educated decision. And I think a lot of people would love the transparency and the accountability. And I think a lot more people would be more prone to do it if they understand they have to or they don't have to. So shout out to Magdump. He dropped $10 in the super chat and said, let the cop splaining begin in precinct 6. Yeah, you ain't wrong, brother. You are not wrong. I'm sorry. I've been sick the last 5 days.
Yeah.
I apologize if you can hear it in my voice. For new people, this is not my normal voice. I promise you.
Actually, that was the first time I heard it.
It's getting worse as we're going, by the way.
Crash Out said, what is the code of conduct for an officer to battery a civilian, or would it be strictly into AI?
Yeah, that would be an IA thing for sure. Yeah, it's already an IA thing. This is a criminal issue. This is not just a complaint based on conduct. It's a complaint based on an actual criminal offense.
So, and lots of things are going to be brought into an IA investigation. Your background, your history. Have you had any incidents prior? All that kind of stuff. And so it's really hard to tell how this is going to be handled, but it's going to be handled.
Yeah,
we'll figure that out as we go.
I love Freeman's comment. That cop already has the "I don't give a fuck" face.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong.
He came out of his office. He stood up out of his office doing paperwork, guys.
Yeah.
First he's like, "Really? I was on a roll."
Yeah. Yeah. I got other shit I got to deal with. Now I got to deal with a fucking complaint. Fuck.
On a holiday.
Yep. Yep. Constitutional Country Girl goes, need more Smoke Wagon, Eric. Actually, in the summertime, guys, although Smoke Wagon is the best whiskey and bourbon ever, and we are not sponsored by them, in the summertime, I'm a tequila guy. So I'm on some El Tesoro.
Ooh.
It's a reposado.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. No additives. I'm learning from Tactical Tequila Podcast.
So one of my coworkers taught me, if you'll take tequila and put it on your wrist, once it dries, if it's sticky, it has additives. If it's not sticky, and I was like, dude, I think you've drank too much, because now you're a connoisseur, and that means you're an alcoholic. But
well, fair enough.
So additives will leave a residue and it makes it sticky.
Yeah. Mr. Billfold. Joe, if you do not like the Constitution, you are invited to move to a country that suits you better. Oh, man. Joe said, frauditors are always hard of hearing and always have had a bad shoulder when they are handcuffed. I mean, okay, Joe, I'll meet in the middle. Are there some auditors that have bad intentions, bad practice, and have zero concern about the actual Constitution and more concern about clicks, likes, follows, and money that gets involved with that? Yes.
Definitely.
But you're not going to see us share that on here. Long Island Audit, Audit of the Watchdog. I always say his name wrong. It's either Jeff Gray or James Gray. One of those. I apologize. I just did something in my brain and can never get it right. Honor your oath. I'll put it that way. Let's see. Kansas City audit.
HBO. Matt.
FAPA. Any of these guys. All stand-up auditors. Those are the ones that we pull. Why? Because they're right. It doesn't matter if you think they're frauditors or whatever you think they are. If they're right, you should be more on board with the fact that they're right and the cops are violating their rights.
And they're educated. Like they may not have college educated, but they are educated in what they're doing, and they're not just throwing content.
Yeah. So I love the communities jumping on him. Give him a chance. Let him say his piece first, guys, before you jump on him. You know how this goes. He's not the first person to jump on here.
Crash Out, you're gonna fit in great around here.
Yeah.
You are gonna fit in great.
But the other side is too, some of you guys came in here hot anti-cop. And I didn't just have you booted either. We talked it out. So give him a chance. Let's let him talk it out. We can meet middle ground. That's what we're supposed to do. But all right, we're gonna keep playing.
An officer that just came to my home, Officer Ahmed.
What happened?
So he came to my home and I was inside. We were having a Memorial Day barbecue, had some friends and family over, just enjoying the day. And
I do like the fact, I'm sorry to cut this off. I do like the fact that he's listening and he's not writing shit down.
Yep.
He's trying to take in the story first. He should definitely have had a body cam though.
Correct.
I don't see that happening yet, but let's keep going.
A wife and her friends came running inside to me, terrified because a police officer apparently was in my backyard.
He was inside your backyard?
In the backyard? In the backyard, yeah. Okay. He came into my backyard.
Did you notice
so I came
that
out
was,
the front because
he repeated that because he was like, what?
Already. So I went to the front of the house, saw him by the front porch, and I said, what are you doing coming into my backyard? He admitted that he said allegedly he tried to knock on the door, and then he went into the backyard. I said, well, what gave you probable cause and do you have a warrant to enter my backyard? And he said, no, I just went into your backyard. I told him at that point, he said he had gotten allegedly a noise complaint from someone. Again, this has happened probably like 5:30-ish.
Okay.
Not loud at all. You couldn't even hear the music from the front yard, which will be on my video camera. But regardless, he went into my property, and then when I told him, listen,
any issues with your neighbors? Why would anybody call that in?
I have no idea. Maybe somebody does have an issue. I have no idea. I'll definitely FOIA request the 911 call and stuff like that to figure that out. But I have no idea. Again, it's 5:30 on Memorial Day, right? It's 5:30 on Memorial Day. The music wasn't.
Doesn't matter.
Right, but it wasn't.
It's a subjective.
Right, it's subjective, right? And there was no, volume taken.
You have a neighbor that works nights, sleeping during the day.
Well, maybe. I don't know. It's possible. But again, the big deal was really not the call. Like, it could have been handled a lot differently. But I felt the issue is that he went onto my property and trespassed onto my property, and then when I told him,
well, if he was investigating loud,
he's not allowed to go past a closed gate. He can't do that. That is trespassing. You cannot do that. So he can investigate all he wants.
He went into your yard.
He went into my. That's what I was told. That's what he said.
Open the gate to make sure
I didn't see it. I have cameras that will.
He sees everything's good. And
That's where Long Island fucked up a little bit with his talking. I'll ping him a little bit on that one. He shouldn't have. He didn't need to go down the. Well, I didn't see it. This is what was told to me. No. All you needed to go with. He said he did. He told me he did, and just stick with that. That would have been perfect. Because I mean, that's not a lie. That's exactly what happened. Because that I think is what this sergeant kind of clung to, and that's why you get the interaction that we get from here on out.
Walked right back to the front.
I have no idea what exactly he did, but he told me he went into my backyard. He admitted that he opened my door and went in my backyard.
Exactly he did. So then,
he admitted he trespassed. But anyway, next thing is that when
I
went
see where the
outside
sergeant was going
tell him,
there.
listen, don't come into my backyard. You don't have a warrant. He became very combative with me. Obviously, I'm just trying to tell him to get off of my property at that point. He says, I need to see your ID. And I'm like, no, I haven't broken any laws. You have no decibel range, or there's nothing going on here that's illegal. We could have had a conversation. But now he's like, let me see your ID. I'm like, you're not getting my ID. You need to get off my property immediately. He then comes closer to me, and I tell him, don't come closer to me. Get off my property right now. I need your ID. I need your ID. Becoming very combative with me. And then
he eventually starts leaving. So I was like, I'm going to escort you. He's like, you stay where you are. And I said, no, I'm going to escort you off of my property. You need to get off of my property.
Okay.
He then stops, comes closer to me again, pushes me. He pushes me several times in my chest. And then when I'm telling him, I'm pointing this way, get off of my property right now. Just get off of my property. There's no laws being broken here. He smacks my hand.
Okay.
So
were you guys really close at this point?
Well, yeah, because he kept coming. He didn't want to leave the property.
You know, you obviously when you talk with your hands.
Right. And I was like, get off the property. Right. And
did he feel, you know?
I have no idea what he felt. But what he.
The cop explaining here.
Yeah.
Where he's already trying to, well, maybe he felt threatened. Like, dude, you're in developing a story for the officer.
Yeah.
And the sad part is all of this on camera. Like,
yeah. Two different sets of cameras too. Like,
yeah,
there's no
drives me nuts. The like officers watching and listening to this, like, just take in the story. Stop with the cops explaining shit.
So this one right here, unfortunately, I believe the sergeant has selective hearing when it comes to what his officers did.
Oh, as soon as Leah made the mistake, and Sean, if you're still watching, he was putting his kids to bed, so you might not be watching, but as soon as you did that, well, I didn't see it, but he told me he did. Like, you didn't, no, you didn't even say that. You said I didn't see it, but he had went back there, and I didn't have a camera. Yeah, that's what I was told. No. You should have just stuck with, no, he told me he went in my backyard. And I don't think this conversation would have went the same way as much. I do still think that this guy would have, he definitely still would have tried to cover for his officers and done this cop explaining shit. But
yeah, I mean, earlier I heard, the sergeant immediately perked up. He went into your backyard. That was his, like,
he kind of honed in on that.
First time he interrupted him.
Yeah.
And it was like, did I just hear you correctly?
Yes. And that's a good sign. But then, like I said, once he heard something that he could cling to defend his guy.
Yep.
That was the part. So
He should have been feeling was the pavement off of my property. I mean, he should have just gotten off the property and it wouldn't have been an issue. Like, I'm just telling him, go over there, leave my property.
Okay.
Well,
obviously there was.
Well, listen, I love.
Able to speak to each
I
other
understand
for
that.
whatever reason.
I understand, and I love the cop explaining you're doing right now. But I just a law enforcement officer, your supervisor, and I'm just letting you know, a law enforcement officer came into my backyard. At least that's what he told me. I have to check my cameras.
Okay.
A law enforcement officer came into my backyard without a warrant, without probable cause of any crime, and then pushed me several times while I'm telling him to get off of my property. I don't care what you're investigating. He's not investigating a crime. That's not a crime. So when I tell him to get off my property as a property owner, I pay way too much money to the Suffolk County Police Department and to the town of Brookhaven to have somebody who's on my property that I pay for, a public servant. When I tell him to get off, he needs to get off immediately. Not.
Now, what I want to point out is let's roll back when Sean went to that Sergeant Fahey's house. He
is
got
no
arrested,
longer a sergeant.
who's no longer a sergeant, but he got arrested and all these fucking trumped up charges. They threw the red carpet of cop explaining bullshit that they could get for him being unarmed, showing his hands and listening to everything as he went and did his investigative reporting by going up and just knocking on the door and then leaving because he was told to leave. Versus this cop who shows up, has no offense, goes in a backyard, makes physical contact with the officer. Had Sean defended himself, then what would have happened?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is what pisses citizens off. The double fucking standards. And this is the shit that we need to point out as officers. Like, this is our job. This is the side of the house that we need to stand the line on, is defending the Constitution. It has to be fair. End of the day, it's a fucking noise violation. Who gives a shit? Now you put your hands on somebody. So that's the shit that irritates me, is flip the script. Sean would have been in cuffs.
Yep.
Put it back this way, and we're cop-splaining. We're talking our way out of all of this shit, and it's not a big deal. But what would you have done if that guy was a cop that lived there? We already know, because we saw what they did with Fahey. It's unfucking believable. And this is what pisses citizens off. And I am with them. Don't get me wrong. I love good police work. We are making a mountain out of a molehill for what? For one cop that doesn't know his fucking job. Really, it's all it is. Let's keep it simple. He just doesn't know his job.
Right.
Okay. Does he not know his job to the point where he doesn't deserve to be there? Well, I would say maybe not, but you put your hands on somebody. Okay. Now you fucked that up for yourself. That's on you. So, Ario dropped $5 in the super chat. He said, I hear a lot about just making sure everyone is okay. Yeah. So.
Not lollygag, not push me, not smack my hand away, just get off my property. And then when I told him,
at no point were you stepping into his personal space.
No. He stepped in.
not.
This is exactly when he stepped. No. I'm going to tell you everything.
What we'll do is I'm
going to tell you everything. The body camera. Sure, yeah. But no. He pushed. He came closer to me after I told him to leave my property, and then I told him to get off my property, and then he says, "I'm going to go get my supervisor." Because I told him I want to speak to your supervisor right now. He kept telling me ID. I said I haven't broken any laws. I know the law. You know I know the law. So I was telling him I'm not.
By the way, Sean, I hope you're watching right now. Your New Jersey accent comes out when you really get riled up, by the way.
It does.
I know the law.
So,
okay. So
King Pomegranate said it's an alleged noise violation at 5 p.m., not 2 a.m. and
on a holiday. Yeah. Totality of circumstances too.
Well, and I will, here I am going to say it. Even if it was 2 a.m., I don't give a crap.
Right. Yeah. I mean, unless it's egregious, but it wasn't. It wasn't egregious. It was not egregious.
No.
And even if it was, write the ticket and leave.
Yep.
What more do you need? Write the ticket to the address. You can do that.
Yep.
And you still have to go. Well, at least in Texas. I don't know about other places. I need a complaining party.
Correct.
I have to get a signature from the witness of the person that wants to file the complaint.
Yep.
So that's the other part.
Do you have to take a complaint and have them sign that, or what do y'all have them sign? And
they have to sign the actual ticket. They sign on the back as the witnessing party.
Okay.
Yeah.
For us, we have to, print out a complaint and have them sign that. So
yeah. Crash
I have
Outs.
a bunch of fake, or unfilled out ones.
Crash Out said yes. Serious question. What's a justification to defending yourself from an officer if an officer does put hands on you? And at what cost do you defend yourself with a fist with a guy with a badge? You don't. You want my advice? Don't do it. You can be right and be dead right, or you can be right and do your time in court.
I would say your best bet and your best friend is video.
Yes.
Immediately start videoing. Like everybody has the right to do, just like the officer is doing.
Yeah.
Be the best witness when the officer, because the thing that you don't know is the second officer doesn't know he's coming up to. And so, right, wrong, or indifferent, you don't, the second and third officer is just responding as backup and they don't know the whole story.
Yeah. I will never recommend that you put your hands on anybody like that. It's too dangerous for you. You can be right and just get killed just like that. And that's not worth it, y'all. Try to win in court. Try to win it that way. If it doesn't work out, I'm sorry. But man, I want you to be there for your family. And I don't want you to be behind. That's the last thing I want. And the last thing you need is a dude looking for an excuse. Again, I'll bring up Sonia Massey. You guys know the case. The boiling water. That motherfucker was looking for an excuse.
Fuck.
Now, I'm a big proponent that officers don't wake up hoping that they get to shoot somebody. But there
Why
are
does
outliers.
our blood still boil every time you say that word? Like,
I know.
Every time.
Yeah. The Sonia Massey case, I have probably brought that up on every fucking live that we've had the past 2 months, I swear. Because that dude's just the example to me as the worst of policing. And every indicator was there and it was ignored. And I get if cops, this is why I don't like the echo chamber shit, because I know cops that tried to cop-splain some of that shit to me. I'm just like, I ain't got time for that. So Anyway, all right, let's keep. Did I miss anything in the comments? No, let's get. Okay.
No.
We've never met. But I'm assuming because of the way he acted afterwards, there was some sort of internal. I guess I'll try and get the phone calls and stuff like that. But I'm
good looking officer, by the way. I will say that.
Yeah. About who I was.
He's well put together.
Presented himself well.
Because I told him to get off
He
the
looks
property.
fit.
I told him I wanted to speak to a supervisor. He said, "I'll be back. Don't worry." So he goes to his car because I'm going to get a supervisor. He goes to his car. I'm waiting by his car. About 10, 15 minutes pass by. He gets on the phone. He's talking to somebody. He took my license plate number so he can obviously try and figure out who I am, right? And then he immediately just takes off, speeds off through my neighborhood without providing a supervisor, without any sort of conflict resolution of what was going on, my complaint right there. And that's when I drove over here to speak to you. And that's why I'm assuming he knows who I am, because why wouldn't he just get a supervisor there? He told me, he was so tough telling me, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to get your ID. And as he put his hands on me, but instead of just getting a supervisor there, he kind of just ran away.
I'm not sure. I didn't speak to them.
No. Again, it's all on video, and I have no problem sending it to you.
I wasn't there at the scene.
Right.
I don't know why. Just going off of what you're telling me, that if he got a loud music complaint or a loud noise complaint, okay, he would have been trying to make sure everything was okay. I don't know if he entered your yard or not. He's gonna.
Well, the camera will tell, right? And I'll have a camera on my end, my security cameras. Yeah.
If he opened up. Did he break a lock to get in? Was it locked?
No, he didn't break any locks to get in. No, but he went past the criminal trespassing statute, officer.
He just looked in.
I have no idea. I need to watch it. I don't know why would anybody not be okay for a noise complaint.
No idea.
Right, exactly. It doesn't make any sense, right?
There could be any reason. Why would somebody play loud music if they want to cover something up that they're doing? Nobody knows if he's not going to.
But he didn't have any other art. He didn't have any
other cops.
Shut the fuck up.
Just say thank you for your information, and we will look into it, sir.
Why wouldn't
your
you?
incident number?
Maybe you were killing 1,800 baby seals in the backyard, and you're trying to cover up the sound of the genocide of these seals. Maybe that
you're not allowed to kill baby seals in your backyard.
Maybe aliens were you and the aliens were, doing things where anal probes of children, and now you were trying to cover up the sound.
Don't talk about the aliens, sir.
Fucking Jesus. Like, honestly, if you're a cop out there and you're listening to this, if you can't hear the bullshit and put yourself in a citizen's position and hear exactly what Mr. Perfect Haircut here in sleeve tattoo is saying, and not be like irritated, like, all right, bro, like fucking relax. Like you're fucking going a little too over the top.
Yeah.
That's some dumb bullshit. You're part of the problem if you can't hear this.
I haven't seen this name, and so I agree. The sergeant literally implied that somebody would play loud music to cover up a murder or a crime or so. So thanks for saying something with the Don. But like, come on. Like, yes, that probably is the case because people would scream and things like that. But I play loud music. Like, I'm allowed to do that.
Dude, I am. Sigh. Okay. Let's keep going.
The reasonable suspicion to suspect there was a crime.
If I'm going up and I'm knocking at a door, I get a report of loud music.
Right,
and that's it. I'm knocking at the door, I got no answer, nothing's going on. I see cars are there, but I don't see anybody answering. I look around, I take a peek. Did he peek into the yard? Did he walk in?
Again, I don't know exactly how it went in.
As a sergeant, he's not doing the cop any favors here.
To my knowledge, I haven't seen the video camera footage yet. I came straight here. But to my knowledge, he told me he went into my backyard. And based on the reports of my family members and friends, they told me he went to the backyard. So I will have the video of it. But again, I'll have the video of it.
If he pops his head into the yard, he sees everything's okay, then he walks right back to the front.
Right. Well, he's not supposed to be opening my gate. He's not supposed to be opening my gate.
Conversation with you.
But there's no crime taking place at that point. Right, but there's no crime taking place, officer. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Sergeant. There's no crime being taken place.
He's trying to figure that out, okay? He doesn't know what's going on. Right now, if your music was too loud.
All right, he's trying to figure that out. You have a loud music complaint. What do your eyes need to tell you about a loud music complaint?
Nothing.
Not a fucking thing. All you need for a loud music complaint out of all your senses is your hearing.
Well, and supposedly the complaining party is a neighbor. He said that.
Night, Mom.
So when you pull up in a vehicle and you get out of your vehicle, you immediately know, does that neighbor have something to complain about?
Yeah. I mean, this is some like I can't believe this sentence came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. I mean, Jesus. I have cop fatigue right now. Cop fatigue, y'all.
I can see your back is tense. You're like,
I'm fucking like it's been a rough week. I'm taking it out on this dude. All right.
Remember that night that we went live? Like we went live with LIA.
Yeah.
With like when he got arrested.
Yeah.
It was hours after he got arrested.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, he called me hot, bro.
Dude, I remember that. Like that feels like it wasn't long ago, but
yeah,
you know, I'm curious to see what he's been told since because
Yeah.
that's been a week.
Yep. All right, let's keep going.
You know, going against town ordinances, I don't know. Okay?
Right.
I wasn't there.
Right. And he wouldn't have known.
Obviously, you have a neighbor or somebody in the
neighbor is the least. Listen, it is what it is. If a neighbor wants to be, listen, that's fine. If a neighbor wants to be annoying on Memorial Day about me, listen, there's a plenty of space. That's fine. They could do that, and I'll take it up with I'll have a conversation with them, and I wouldn't have an issue with it.
Come to you first? They probably should have.
Probably, right? But but law enforcement ended up coming to me first, and then coming into my backyard. That's what I was told, and then putting his hands on me and pushing me.
Fuck you, Wade.
The only thing with that, and I have to check the body camera footage.
Right.
Is if he came up to you, put his hands up on you for no reason, okay, that's something that I'm going to have to deal with in my officer. But if while he's sitting there having an interview with you, and he felt that you were entering his personal space, and he's keeping you,
but he's on my property. No, he could just leave.
And I see how with your hands,
right?
You know, you're talking. If you're right in here,
right.
you're
All right.
your hands.
He keeps bringing up the hands and the talking with the hands. One, distance is my friend. If you're a hand talker, I just create space. I don't get closer. I don't get closer. Well, okay, I take that back. I do get closer because I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, but I'm not putting my hands on you. So either way.
But
hands
you're
are
a well enough talker that
yes,
like even if like you're de-escalating, you're not going to start pointing at somebody.
No. But my point is, I like a hand talker because I could see his hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's the killer of cops. I talk about that all the time. Like, guys, on a traffic stop, I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, green, purple. It doesn't matter. I just want to see your hands because I'm at a big disadvantage when I'm walking up to a car. I can't see in that bitch. Hands make me nervous, not color of the skin, not your attitude, none of that shit. I don't give a fuck. Let me see your hands. That's it. If they're up on the wheel and I can see them, like, we're straight. That's all I need. But this dude talking about, I see your big hand talker, so maybe he just felt threatened by your hand talking. That's stupid. No.
So that brings a question, Eric. You work for a larger agency. As a sergeant, how much training were you given to take complaints as a corporal sergeant?
Actually not a lot.
Just
like here's the general orders. This is what you're supposed to do, and you just look at a checklist.
Okay.
But like actual training on how to, that's actually a good point. Nobody actually sat down and was like, this is how you field a complaint. I just used common sense. I'm like, well, if this is basically an investigation that a citizen is kicking off. So if it's going to be like an investigation, let me grab my body cam, let me do this, let me do that. And then let me grab my checklist and then go down the checklist. Inevitably, if you have good policy, the checklist is going to tell you all these things. Like, if you can have a third party witness, get that person. If you can have your body cam video, get your body cam. Like, you should have all this stuff. Get the paperwork ready. Here's the forms they need to fill out. Like, you should have all these things. So,
okay. I just was curious if you like had to do any field training, when you got promoted or any of that at the larger agency. In my agency, no. It was,
I'm going to punch Billfold right in his fucking beard. The only reason thousands of cops in every state and territory are unable to have law and respect as a constitution is because of training. It's a factor, not the factor, fucko. Shut up, Billfold. It's not the end all be all. It's just a major factor.
After he wore that leopard, shirt, I just want to hear him say,
I want to hear him go, oh, yeah. Listen here, brother.
Snap into a
when the billfold comes in, you're gonna know that pain is coming, brother.
The breath. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's billfold all day long.
I love you, buddy. I love you.
Oh, such an asshole. I apologize. Okay, let's keep going.
Property if he was so scared or felt threatened?
If he was trying to figure out what's going on, we can't just always just vacate something if we feel threatened or scared. If we
Your feelings have nothing to do with my property. Like, it's just my property.
So he was trying to get to.
Like, I just wanted him off of the property.
He was probably trying to have a conversation with
Well,
you.
no, because I was not yet. It was never
You're
going to
gonna
have a
speculate
conversation
as a
with me
sergeant.
once you entered in my backyard, okay? There was never going to be a conversation.
So right away,
There was never going to be.
not going to have a conversation with him.
Well, no, the only conversation I wanted to have with him was get off of my property, and he should have complied, because that's the law.
You were entering that conversation, you started that conversation off.
Because a member of law enforcement entered in my property, yes. I was. I just want him to leave.
Would this have gotten better if you just, the music wasn't...
Would have gotten better if he just didn't go in my backyard? Yep,
Okay,
you're right. It would have.
Hey, I'm getting a report of loud music. So the music wasn't that loud.
Right.
I apologize for, or whatever. I don't know why a neighbor would have called that in.
Right, I don't know either.
He's allowed to ask you for ID. You're allowed to say no, which you did.
Right.
Okay? Did he force you to give him ID?
No, he told me, he said he was going to come back and enforce me. He said, I'm going to go get my supervisor and I'll be back here. But again, there should be no reason why he's putting his hands on me.
You know, he asked you for ID. You didn't give it to him. You told him no. He didn't force you to give ID.
No, he did not force
He took down
me.
license plates because it's a public view. He's allowed to take down license plates.
But this is private property, and I told him to get off multiple. I gave him multiple. So does trespassing, officer? Does the trespass? Let me ask you something, Sergeant. Does the trespassing law apply to members of law enforcement?
Not even listening.
Does the trespassing law apply to them?
You told him to leave your property. Okay,
Multiple times, right?
Okay, multiple times. He was trying to figure out what was going on. Okay, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like he was trying.
So you're telling me that law enforcement, Suffolk County Police, are above the trespass law?
You don't give him ID.
I don't have to.
You don't. I'm just saying. You
Right.
don't give him ID. He was asking. You don't. And I'm guessing that it was clear at that point, or that maybe the music wasn't as loud as. Maybe it wasn't loud enough to do anything about it. I have no idea. And then, so he leaves, goes back to his car. I don't know who he spoke to. Okay, I don't. And eventually he leaves.
So he didn't speak to you because he said he was calling a supervisor. I'm sure there's multiple. I know. I'm sure there are.
But no, he didn't speak to me.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know if he spoke to you. You know who I'm referring to when I say Officer Med? I don't know his badge number.
I know who you're speaking about.
Okay.
I know the officer, but I just
want to make sure you know who I'm speaking about.
Right now.
No, I understand, and like I said, I would have no problem. You know what? I'm gonna follow up with Internal Affairs in Hop Hog, and then again, I just wanted to bring it to your attention because I think he committed a crime, at least a harassment or possibly criminal trespassing. Because when the law in New York State is criminal trespassing is if you go into an area that's designed to exclude intruders. Obviously, a fence is designed to exclude intruders, and the officer allegedly, again, I'll see the video camera, allegedly crossed into my property.
Whether the fence is designed to keep somebody out or keep somebody from.
Well, if it's enclosed, right? We'll see. All right. Well, like I said, I'll go to Internal Affairs and Hop Hog.
You can do that.
Yeah.
What were you looking at?
I wanted to let you. I want to put in a complaint, but it seems to me, I just whether you want to investigate on your own. I don't know how this works internally. Right. Look at the body camera footage. Right.
No. He just told you he's going to talk to IA. Your job as a supervisor is to go, oh, okay, you want to file an official complaint. I need to take that right now.
Is there?
I have to initialize it.
Okay. So do you have to take a statement? Like in my
absolutely.
Yeah. And so in my agency, I would take an official complaint statement, and that could be verbal or written. We don't have some kind of form. I've heard, some videos, oh, you got to fill out this form. But in my agency, it could be verbal, and so now we have a formal document. I would actually hand over, hey, this is your incident number for coming in and visiting with me, and move on down the road.
Yeah. Mr. Billfold said this is the reason why we fucking dislike police. No amount of good cops can stop the structural flaws of LEO culture. Erik can show this footage a million times, and cops will not change what they do. Well, that's if you have a glass half empty point of view. I feel like me as a cop pointing it out, having a credible background can eventually get the ball rolling, get the snowball going down the hill, and it will eventually get bigger and bigger and bigger until it helps fix things.
You know, Eric, we didn't know each other I probably was a fan for a year. I watched your videos. We met that second year at the show. I met you the first year, and I was a fan for a year, and then became a part of the show on that second year. But I will say things that I learned from having your visitors and you changed me as who I am as a cop. I do look at things a little different because I was in a small fishbowl and I got an outside perspective. And I think sometimes you forget when you're in that smaller fishbowl of, how people do it different. That's the thing that I'm so impressed with as we bring officers from Chicago and San Diego and Florida and all over the country. We all generally do things the same way. We go about it maybe a little different here and there, but we all have went through different academies and been trained differently to get to similar results. And the good officers want to be good officers, but maybe have little to no training and I will tell you that some of the things that I've learned from you would make me think differently while I'm on the street. So I do appreciate that. But what this show has brought to me has broadened my scope because I haven't gotten the opportunity to see outside of my fishbowl.
Yeah. And yeah, Mr. Billfold, suck it. How you like that? We didn't even know each other for a year.
Yep.
And thanks to what we're doing, we changed Alan.
Yep.
How you like that? One at a time, baby. One at a time.
It's not trying that whole starfish thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to freaking change the whole world right overnight, but one at a time. One snowflake at a time, Mr. Billfold. I can hear him right now.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's laughing and he just wants to yell at me at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's great. All right, let's keep going here.
And then if I see anything that was done wrong, it's something that I'm going to have to follow up with this officer on.
Right.
But something that I suggest you do, call internal affairs.
I will. I'll go there, yeah.
I'm not,
Hop 4th precinct, right? That's where they're at, right?
Yes, it's part of it.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't even know.
Yeah.
No,
I have it. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me again. I'm not trying to. It seems like you're kind of minimized it a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you.
I like that Sean called him out there because he absolutely was. I mean, he's not wrong. He was trying to minimize it. He's trying to placate and he's trying to get this whole thing squashed.
Like, seems like everything I'm telling you, you're just like, but maybe this, but maybe that.
I'm giving you an explanation for things, okay, based on what a reasonable officer would be going through.
All right, well, we can make the determination whether it's reasonable after the video.
I'm going to have to watch his body camera.
Right.
Because if there's anything egregious or anything that he did
I swear this officer's been holding the fort.
Okay, but I can't just go off of just what you're saying.
No, of course not.
I'm going to have to do that as well.
Of course not. Yeah, I'm just giving you my side of it. And do you have a card where I can email you the video footage so you can have it?
Yes, I can get you something.
Okay.
I don't have a card, but I can give you
something where I can
Okay.
All
right. Here's how I know that this guy gives two fucks about what Sean's saying. I would have wanted to see the video right now if you've got it. You got video? Oh,
Yeah.
Can we
Let
go
me
watch
see
it
it.
right now? Let's go fucking watch it. Why would you not want to see it? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you the spot where you can maybe send it. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. No.
And we're all detectives. I don't give a shit if you're brand new on the job. Like every one of us are a detective, and you need all the content you can get of every angle.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just nosy. I'm like, yeah, I want to see this video. I want to see it.
That's why you're a good cop, honestly, because you are nosy.
Yeah,
like
I want to see it. Let me see it. I don't even if there's nothing. I'm like, well, that was bullshit.
I
wanted to see it.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't like. I'm. And this is gonna drive people. This may I may lose some followers on this one. I honestly, y'all, as a detective, I didn't want to be a detective. I had zero interest. Like that wasn't my thing. I didn't care about the investigation side. But in the 3 years that I had to do it before I could promote to sergeant, like I was pretty damn good at it because I was nosy. Like I can't let things go. The ADHD in me, I can't let things go.
Yep.
So anyway, I saw we have somebody from Russia watching us. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a first. Vasily Rush, thank you. I'm sorry about the whole communist thing you guys got going on.
Hey, I haven't spoke to you since when I was at Axon Week. We have a major fan in Canada, and
we got tons of fans.
Yeah, one of the Mounties, I was able to give him a patch and the whole nine.
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah. Canada's a huge. Well, mostly because I'm from Southern Canada. That's why I wear the Detroit hat. So
right.
Anyway,
But he would like I was talking to this guy and he was all about like having a conversation with us, but he's like, dude, my partner is gonna be so jealous because he listens to y'all like every week. So
yeah,
shout out.
Freeman. Eric, you're such a logical, reasonable thinker. That's why you would be a perfect detective. I promise you, there were way more skilled detectives than me. And I'm gonna give a shout out to one of the best detectives I ever worked around. Was that Matt McMeans? I actually had him on the show, and oh my god. We had the specialty bottle of TX whiskey that was like 110 proof.
Oh,
it's an old episode, y'all. If you ever go back, watch the one with me and Matt McMeans. I swear to God, everything that I take credit for learning as a detective, all my good skills came from him. And we got shit faced. You can't tell much on the episode, but we were obliterated because that TX hit way too hard. And I think we finished the bottle. I had to the point where we had to call his wife to come get him.
Did the slurs start early?
I don't remember if we slurred or not, but I remember when we got done afterwards, like I'm like, oh my God, we had like a 3.5 hour podcast. It was
That's
crazy.
awesome.
We were just no structure, just off the cuff. It was a good time. We had a good time. Anyway, Magdump sent 2 cops, 1 donut. This seems like an important enough complaint. Call the officer into the precinct, dock that body worn camera for download. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm more concerned about the citizen at the time. The officer side of things will come afterwards. I need to see the citizen's perspective. So I want to see if he's got video. I want to see that shit right now. But Crash Out said, I bet this officer gets explosive diarrhea after he eats Taco Bell. Oh man. I love it.
So I know I kind of know your agency, but in this scenario, is there going to be a desk sergeant and a patrol sergeant? So it may be 2 different sergeants that are going to look into this, guys.
Yeah, that's possible.
And depending on the agency and how their structure is, this may be an officer sergeant that is at the desk. He's going to take the complaint. And it might be an actual different sergeant that actually investigates it because he's directly over the patrol officers. And so it just depends on the agency. My agency, it would be the same sergeant, but Eric's agency may be a little different.
Ooh, that's a good point. Okay, you guys know me. I'm a guy that has to get my ideas out as soon as they're in my head. So Ryan said, Magdump said, we the people need to bring about change through ballot initiatives and local legislative change. And I agree. I try to, man, do I get on people about, I'm like, you care more about the president. It's not going to affect your fishbowl than you do about the politicians that you have in your own area.
Yeah.
That will affect your fishbowl. And we don't get into politics on here at all. However, help me. I need y'all's help. I just had this idea. I don't know exactly what to call it, but you guys know my feeling on officers educating about rights, like we were talking about the Miranda warning. Let's draft something. I don't know how to do this. I've never even thought about doing this. Let's draft something called the I don't know, LEO educational doctrine or something that requires us cops to inform a person of when they are required to do something or when they're not required to do something based on interactions. I don't, again, I know it's not as easy as just saying that, but fuck, let's move some mountains tonight, y'all. Let's start something. Let's just work on something small. Let's just go with ID. When we got to read the Miranda warning. Let's work on when you are and when you're not required to ID, and a cop has to inform you on that. How do I get that started? Y'all help me. Send me a direct message. Send it to Alan. Send it to our mods.
Yep.
Let's jump on our Discord channel. Our mods can post that in the chat, and let's get a channel set up, and we'll start chat GPT and this shit and figuring out how we get that movement started. Maybe we can make some legislative move where cops have to do a little education. I think that'd be cool. So anyway, all right. I'm gonna. How much more do we got? We ain't got a whole lot.
Yeah, so I can send you the video. That's it. Yep. No problem, Sarge. Thanks. Yeah. Yep.
This is my name,
Okay.
Shield, my email, and then just so you
Yep.
I know you said you had it. But
All right, I appreciate it. Internal Affairs. Okay. Yeah, I'll shoot you over the information.
Hey, he gave me the information. Sarge did his job there.
Right.
I also have to, right now, I'm going to be reviewing it.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Sergeant. Appreciate your time. Thanks. Take care. You know, I got to say, law enforcement literally just wants to defend themselves. That's what they want to do. Look at this. And again.
And that does not make Sean wrong. What he just said, that is a citizen's perspective. And we just saw the example that he had, and he's not wrong.
Mm-mm.
That's huge insight. Officers should be watching this and go, oh my God. Like that's a huge insight perspective that you're never going to get from a lot of people. You saw the whole thing. That's a great interaction. That's a great perspective. That wasn't a great interaction. I mean, what I mean is it's revealing.
Yeah.
It's a great revealing interaction. So yeah, Magnum said, I'm working on a law, Public Servant Evidence Protection Act. Ooh, I like it.
Hey, are you seeing me freeze up?
Start waving your hand like that.
Like a minute ago, I was frozen for a little while. So I'm just making sure, like, I'm starting to have weather roll in, guys. So if you guys, if I drop off, there was another one, and this is kind of a good question from our Crash Out. What agency does this as far as supervision compared to maybe a trooper sheriff compared to a city police?
Oh my God.
I'll take it from the trooper sheriff perspective. I work in a smaller agency, but I work really close with Texas Department of Public Safety and the Sheriff's Department. So honestly, taking a complaint should be the same at both of those agencies. City police is the same, but everybody has different protocols. So we all have departmental policies that will say this is exactly how we take the complaint. And so I can't speak for any of those agencies and how they would take it, but I will tell you, depending on the amount, because we are a smaller agency, we will do the internal investigation. So say there was an assault, we will do the civil side of that investigation within the agency. But if it needs to be a, like, say we actually assaulted somebody, then that would be turned over to the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Texas Rangers would investigate that. And my department would call them in and say, hey, we need a separate investigation on this assault, because what we use that agency for is extra hands. And so since they're kind of an outside agency, we will get their perspective on the actual assault side of it, but there will also be an internal investigation on it. So, and that's only because we're smaller. In a smaller community, we don't have a separate set of eyes. And so we'll use an outside agency to do that investigation. But an Erik's agency, I'm sure they will do it start to finish on both sides.
Yes, 100%. I'm just laughing at people in the comments. All right.
This is not my neighbor, whoever it was, is annoying because they should have just, came. I'd rather my neighbor, knock on my door and tell me, hey, your music's a little loud. You mind if you turn it down? First of all, I'm literally dozens of feet away from my neighbors, at least a dozen feet away from my neighbors. So it's kind of ridiculous that my neighbor would be that way. Don't know my neighbors too well. I just moved into this house about last year, but I don't know him too well, but I think it's ridiculous that they wouldn't even, at least try and make some conversation with me and tell me it was too loud. But it wasn't too loud. That's the craziest part. Like it just wasn't. It wasn't too loud. Like I am a thoughtful, considerate person. It's first of all, it's 5 o'clock on Memorial Day. I have a decent sized backyard. It's not like I'm right on top of anybody. So I just don't understand. It wasn't that loud. Like you couldn't even hear it. You could barely hear it from the front yard. It's just like, from my front door, actually. You know what? But as I was driving over here, I was thinking about it. You notice what I didn't do? You know how I didn't spit in the officer's face? How I didn't pull a gun on him? How I didn't assault him? But the officer came to my property, went past my gate, assaulted me. And he wasn't arrested, right? But I was arrested in Connecticut. This makes no sense. This is why I'm so tired of this system. It's the system, whether it's here in Suffolk County, whether it's in Corrupticate, whether it's in New Jersey, Florida, Texas, California, or anywhere in between. It's the system that is meant to oppress we the people.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. He's not wrong. So, yeah, I see you, Mr. Billfold, you shithead. He's like, hey, folks, petition Erik to have the Macho King, Mr. Billfold, on again. Let your voices be heard. Billfold, we got no problem with you coming back on. You know that.
I'll go shirtless. Mr.
We need this
Billfold.
motherfucker to get a mic. We need him to become correct and keep his cats out of his room because he's a crazy cat guy. So, I'm not ready to be off yet. So, I want to talk about, and I'm not going to show the video because I know all you motherfuckers have seen it. Old nubby girl that has the no right hand. All right. So let me give you the background. Officer pulls this girl over, says, I saw you on your phone with your right hand holding the phone. And lo and behold, she doesn't have a right hand. And she's got a sense of humor. She's a funny ass girl because she's like, hand to God, guys, I don't have a right hand. And she holds up her nub. Hilarious. So we talk about that. Have you seen that video, Alan?
I have.
Okay. Yeah, I think everybody's seen that fucking video. So oh my God. I probably had that video sent to me 3,000 times, and I'm not exaggerating, guys. Holy shit. We've got about 500,000 followers. I probably got that video 3,000 times. I get videos all the time. Don't be offended if I don't get to them. But that particular one, I'm like, all right, guys, I get it. What do you want me to do? I think you know where I'm going to go with that. I think you understand what I think, but old nubby girl, Erik 20. So point being, when we first saw the video, when we first saw the initial video, not the body cam, here was my thought. She knows that she's got that issue, obviously. And so the questions that I brought up that I had was, well, did she divulge it? Was she being tactical when she started to record and was like, well, I'm not going to show him that I don't have a right hand because now I'll win in court. I thought maybe she was saving it as a surprise. So when she goes to court, she can be like, surprise, motherfucker. And she's like, I don't have a right hand. How could I have had a phone in my right hand? And I didn't know. So the question that I brought up was, I said, and Alan, I think you probably remember, I was like, did she tell him? Did he know? That's what we need to know. Did he know? And that's what we needed answered. Did he know that she didn't have a right hand? Well, then the body cam video came out. And turns out, not only did he know, like, she was cool about it. She was like, so you saw the phone in my right hand? And she's like, surprise. And she pulls up her hand. She's like, you sure you want to stick with that? That was the moment, Alan. That was the fucking moment that this officer didn't need to double down. He could have been like, oh, shit.
Yeah, play it up. Like,
yeah.
Oh, my God.
My bad.
I am an idiot.
Right. Now, let's be fair. Let's have an honest conversation. Is it possible? And officers listening to me, this is why don't try to over dandle things. Don't church them up. Don't sit there and be like, I saw you have a phone in your right hand. Like, why are you getting that specific? All you had to say was it looked like you had a phone up to your head.
Yep.
Because I mean, she could have been like that. You don't know. That's possible, right? That could have been a thing. She could have been driving with her left hand and put the phone up and nubbed it up and was holding it like that. That's possible, yeah. I don't know. So, but you got real specific, dude. You're like, I was in your right hand, and I saw you doing that shit. But
and she called him on it. Like, that was the best part. Like,
yeah. So, but then you double down. That's my problem. Like, why are you doubling down?
That's one of those that even the FBI can figure out. Like, one of those statements of proving a situation. It's like, okay, why the hell did she just say that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
just gotta use common sense. Like,
and it was funny because I sat down today. Shout out to my boy Rick's that I work with. We had this conversation. We talked about this video today at work, and I was like, if you're in that situation, what do you do? We're just tabletopping, and he's like, I own it. He's like, I fucked up. He's like, my bad. And then we went into he told me about a time that he was it was a slow night. He's like, it was one of the slowest nights. He's like, I was so bored. He's like, so I just started looking for traffic offenses. And he's like, I had an intersection that I used to watch every once in a while. So he's like, I went over there, I ain't been there in a while, and watched a guy just blow through a red light. So he went and pulls the guy over, and he's like, hey man, you just rolled through that red light. And he's like, I had a yield sign. Just went through the yield sign. And he's like, there ain't no yield sign over there. And he's like, yeah, no, I literally went through. He goes, all right, do me a favor. Stay here. I'm going to go check. And the guy was like, okay. And so he did. He goes and checks and finds out that there was a new yield sign put there that he wasn't aware of. He wasn't fucking with the guy. He made an honest mistake. Really, like, it was his area. He knows it. And he just hadn't been there in a minute and didn't realize a new yield sign had been put in. Goes back to the guy. He didn't double down. He was like, hey, man, you're right. I fucked up. I am sorry. He apologized, tells the guy, and the guy's like, no worries, officer. No big deal. And that was it. That was the end of the interaction. Now, that guy's going to have a more positive experience with cops because the cop owned up to his mistake. It's not a big deal if you make a mistake, guys. Honest mistakes happen. And this guy made an honest mistake. And there was nothing bad came of it. And that's it. We go into Long Island Audit's video. Maybe that officer, had he done that, maybe it wouldn't be such a big deal and just say, I fucked up. My bad. Yeah, I went in your back. You're right. 100% right. I overstepped. I apologize. And I bet Sean would have been like, all right, how are we going to fix this? Let's go talk to your sergeant. Okay, yeah. Tell your sarge what you did. Okay, Sarge, yeah, I fucked up. And I bet Sean would have been cool with that. Sean would have loved that.
But so in that video, Sean was talking about, he sat in front of my house and he was on the phone for like an hour or whatever. I don't know how long he said, but like, then the dude drove away. No sergeant or anybody ever came.
No, yeah, he fucked up.
It's like, oh shit, they realized who he was. It's like, oh.
And you notice the sergeant didn't know shit about what was coming. So it's not like he called the sergeant, hey, I fucked up. This is what I did. Sergeant didn't know shit that was coming. So
I have to laugh at this one. Even if she was nubbing it to her head, she was still using her hands free.
Fuck, he's not wrong. He is not wrong. So,
son of a bitch.
So your boy
our chat is just great.
I know. So he goes to the window, sees that, and they go to court, by the way, where he finally, when they go to court, the officer finally says, like, can we dismiss it? So the officer actually engaged the dismissal of the ticket. However, why did he dismiss it? Why did he request that? Do you think it's because she got millions and millions of views and there was a lot of social media pressure?
I'm sure the message has gotten around to the boss.
Yeah, right. And every cop I have talked to, and this is what gives me hope about police guys. So for my anti-bad police guys, like every cop I talked to was like pissed and like talking shit about this guy and like, what the fuck? Why would you still write the ticket? That made me happy. I didn't talk to a single cop that was like, well, she should, maybe she was nubbing it, and like the bullshit that I just said because I was joking. But none of them did that. They were all like, what a dick. Like she's already got a bad, hand in life. bad hand dealt in life. So,
I'm gonna go to hell tonight.
I know. Oh, my bad, guys.
Free the nub.
Free the nub.
You could tell that it wasn't a motor jockey.
Yeah, sure.
Because he would have gone. He would have never asked.
No.
For, what is it about the motor jockeys, the motorcycle cops, guys? Like, I just don't understand it.
Right? Yeah. Freeman said, "Damn, I just noticed how nice both your shirts are. I got my I'm wearing my Happy
perfect
Gilmore
shirt for the day.
Yeah, it's my Happy Gilmore shirt. So retro rifle. Oh, too funny. So yeah, there's no reason since so many of you sent me the video. Shouldn't have doubled down. It should have never been written. Should have apologized. Should have let him go. Should have never been so specific to try to get up there and be like, I saw it in your right hand. Like, you had 4 fingers wrapped around with a thumb. Like, he was way too specific. He overchurched it. Don't church it up, Dirt.
I was probably off to FTO at this point, but I go to this house and I ID this guy, and we were there for good reason. It was an assault. It was a domestic violence thing. And we were just separating the families. But when I interviewed the suspect and he gave me his ID, I ran it to the PD, and the PD came back and said he was wanted out of California for a murder. And I was like, okay. And I did I arrested him. The dude was cool as can be, like, because up until this point, we were just going to separate him, and he was going to go somewhere else. So I arrest him, take him to the jail, do all the paperwork, turn him in. Then dispatch calls me and tells me, hey, they're not going to extradite. And my side dispatch had already told me, hey, we've already confirmed everything's good, go ahead and take. I'm like, and then dispatch calls me and goes, hey, they didn't confirm. I got ahead of myself. So I had to go and like plead to this. But looking back at it now, if that dude would have fought me or any of that, like, he was the coolest cucumber. But I had to profusely apologize to this guy. Like, dude, I'm so sorry, all these things. And I mean, he'd probably been at the jail for 20 minutes at this point until I figured it out. And I had to go back and tell the county, hey, I need you to release this dude. And then I had to take him home. But now that I think about it, 15 years after the fact, I'm like, holy crap, if that dude would have fought me at the scene, and it could have been life, like all of that stuff. And so he was wanted out of California for questioning on a murder. And who knows, it probably still be, so if he ever goes back to California, he knows, don't go back to California because he's got a warrant.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. That was probably 3 or 4 years months into field training or on the job, and learn the hard way.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I like Ryan's comment here. How much money was wasted because of that cop? That's a good point. Because if I'm a citizen looking at this, and citizens, please chime in the comment section. When I look at this, what I see is, did you double down? Not because you knew you were wrong or didn't think you were wrong. Did you double down knowing that you just were going to go to court to dismiss it, to get the extra overtime that you would get to go to court? Did you waste this citizen's time, money, possibly losing their job, all of these things? Did you do all of this just to get some overtime money that you knew you'd get guaranteed? That's a good question. That is a good question, because I think that could be an underlying factor that nobody wants to talk about. I think that is absolutely a part of what we're talking about. So, Mr. Billfold, I missed the comment. Where'd it go? He said something about why. Okay, here it is. Why haven't I heard anybody talk about the lying nature of this cop? it is physically impossible to witness the violation, but has the truth ever stopped a cop from lying to get the numbers up? I'll push back a little bit, Billfold. I myself could have swore I saw something the way that I saw it. And then after video was played to me, I was wrong.
Yeah.
But that's not how I remembered it. My own brain was wrong. Like, I was like, no, this is what I saw. And because I was adrenalined up and I saw it so fast or all this stuff. Now, again, we're talking about traffic offense. We don't know what he saw when the car went by. It could have been something quick and her hand, maybe she's brushing the hair off of her head or whatever. And I always go back to hunting, but you're out hunting and you hear a deer walking through the woods. You get your gun up, you're up in your deer stand, you're looking down, you're like, I got him. Because you're waiting. You've been waiting all day. You've been out there deer hunting, and you get it, and you're looking, you're like, that's a deer, right? And then you keep staring, you're waiting for that sight confirmation, and it turns out it's a squirrel.
Yep.
Now, any of my hunters out there know exactly what I'm talking about, because we have all mistaken a squirrel for a deer. It's happened. And I'm just saying, it's not that he's lying necessarily. It's just what he thought he saw. It's what he wanted to see, and that's what he saw.
Well, and it could have been an initiative, like they're looking for cell phones in a certain area because of a certain something, and so you start seeing things, that you aren't seeing. And I'm not trying to cop-explain it at all, but what I'm saying is, like, I've actually had this scenario where we're in school traffic and we're the only thing we're focused on in the moment is use of electronic equipment in the school zone. And so, I don't like that offense, honestly, but it's one of those that it's kind of like when you're driving down the street and somebody's not wearing their seatbelt and they try to do that sly thing and you watch their arm go across their body. And it's like, dude, like even my grandmother could have seen you were putting your seatbelt on. It's just, it's very blatant and you see it. And so I don't know.
Yeah. Country girl. Squirrels have antlers, Eric.
That's awesome.
Magdump said, Eric, yes, been there, done that. Big squirrels, though. Right? Shit.
Maybe you're squirrel hunting if you're in Arkansas.
Is this the first time Andy's been in here tonight? I just seen his name. He said he told her why. A distracted driving operation. He lied. That's the first I've seen Andy type up tonight.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen him. Yeah. Jackalope. Yep.
Yeah, the jackalope. Exactly.
We actually, one of the schools down the street, that's their mascot is the jackalopes.
Yeah. So I guess the point I'm making is it likely he's lying? Yeah, it's probably pretty likely. But can we prove that? No, we can't prove that he's lying. So I gotta just float in the middle somewhere, guys. And cops.
And that's where where this started is it comes back to I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like if you look at somebody, like that scenario, I fucked up.
Yep. Country girl. I've had squirrel. So have I.
Yep.
I've had
good
squirrel.
stuff.
Yep. I've had.
It doesn't taste like chicken either.
I had squirrel, duck, and quail egg for breakfast one time.
Quail egg is very good. I like it.
Yeah. So I've had some crazy stuff. So all right, we've busted over 3 hours, which is definitely usually my cutoff.
Hey, and we're like that number it's maintained pretty good. I'm
yeah. We've had a lot of people on,
even though I started off like really.
How did that go at the beginning? I didn't get to.
No, it was good. It was good. Yeah. The chat got me going, and I was, Benning was having problems. So every time he plugged in his new camera, it was blanking, like it was going black screen. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm starting by myself. So here we go.
Gotcha. Yeah. After the week I've worked, y'all, I needed this. I needed to come on, and I needed a drink for sure because I've been just working. So
yeah, Crash, big shout out. We have a great Discord channel. So join the Discord and become a member. We'll jump on there and do some videos. Everyone's, do some lives, and we have some different content there, different back and forth conversations. Lots of people join and share videos, things like that. So.
Yep, absolutely. Reach out to our mods. You got Tim, Marine Blood, Nat, who am I missing? Harrison mods for us occasionally. Twitchy Skitch is out there. Make sure you hit her up. Got a lot of cool mods doing the Lord's work in the background. They are volunteers, so if you shit on them, I will shit on you. Do not fuck with my mods. I do protect them as much as this sergeant just protected his shitty ass mustache officer. So, don't fuck with the heart of a volunteer, guys. Freeman,
and they do need 1,000% raise. So.
Yes, they do. Erik, I also working tomorrow night. I'll be staying up. Also, have a good awake night. Yeah. You know how it goes. So, no, this was fun, guys. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to Crash. Shout out to Innocent Auditor. I know he joined us tonight. I think he kind of logged out. I haven't heard much from him. Wade, glad to see you tonight, brother. Andy, always good to see you. Mr. Billfold, you fucking animal, you. Love you, buddy. Pomegranate, thanks for jumping in, talking tonight. Who else did we have? We had Country Girl in the house, Freeman Keys in the house, Don Dunpeel in the house, Nina was in here. Man, who else did I miss? Mag Dump, definitely one of our regulars. Marine Bloods, he's one of our mods, so of course he had to be here. David Edmonston, appreciate you too, brother. Did I miss anybody else? Any other big names? I don't think I did. Maybe
Andy Fletcher.
Yeah, I got Andy. Andy's a good dude. Big C 360. Forefathers, loved having. It was a newer name in the chat. Love him. He did good tonight.
LIA.
Yeah. Long Island Audit jumped in, guys. Let me give you. I don't know if you call it good news or not. So Ty Smith is a former Navy SEAL. He's from St. Louis. Some of you don't know this. Maybe some of you do. I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but Ollie K. Jones from the St. Lunatics. He started following us a couple years ago. And he actually messaged me for a couple videos that we had done in the past. And we kind of struck up a friendship and talk about police stuff. He is obviously, if he's in the St. Lunatics, if any of you guys know Nelly and the St. Lunatics, we're kind of like Instagram friends. So him being from St. Louis, Ty Smith, the Navy SEAL, being from St. Louis, and Ollie is pretty outspoken about policing, and has his own podcast. I got them both linked up, and we're gonna do a podcast together. So yeah, so I'm gonna do us three on there. We'll hopefully, if Alan's available, we can have him behind the scenes helping out. But that should be a very interesting podcast. I want to kind of focus that in on training, because there's a huge difference between how military and Navy SEALs train. And I want him to chime in about how he sees police training versus how they train and the dynamics behind that, the dichotomy behind that, and then get Ollie's point of view on how he sees policing in St. Louis and how we view it across the world. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm not going to put a time limit on it. I want to do it as long as I'm going to respect these guys' time, but we're shooting for, we're trying for June 14th. I don't think that's going to work. So we're trying to find a date that both of us, all three of us can work. It's going to be weird. It's going to be an odd podcast, but I think it's going to be fun and it's going to be different. So I'm excited about that one. So look forward to that. Go ahead, Alan.
No, that's sweet.
Yeah.
On it. That's going to be a cool one. I'd like to hear some of that thought process.
Yep. Oh yeah, Warlocker did poke in too. Thank you for that, Freeman. Yeah. Everybody, make sure you check out Warlocker. They're great guys. We had some fun with those. I Am Boss. Yep, I see you in there too. I forgot he was chiming in earlier. But yeah, So you got that to look forward to. Serious question from Cash Out said, should law enforcement get a level of military training, or should you say no? No, military, because, okay, Crash Out, you might not know this because you're newer to us. I'm in the military still. This is why we call it Two Cops, One Donut. I'm a military cop for the Air Force, security forces, and I'm a municipal cop for a very large city. It's got about 1.2 million people. No, as a military cop myself, no, they don't need military training for the most part. There's plenty of law enforcement training that they need Constitution training.
So the one thing I'll say about that is I am not military. I didn't get to join. I chose my wife instead of joining the military.
Yeah, the whole don't ask, don't tell. They wouldn't let Alan in.
You know, they wouldn't let me there. But so the one thing I will say about that, and this comes back to that conversation of age in law enforcement, things like that. I do think the military has its place for people to be a little older when they join law enforcement, because you get a different head on your shoulders. You know, we can have this argument about 21, being 21 and becoming a law enforcement officer, is that too young? Things like that. I was 27 and still think that I could have used a little more time on my shoulders. And so I think joining the military and then becoming an officer is definitely could be a good thing. That's just my 2 cents.
I Am Boss is a seaman, so that makes sense. I'm gonna talk shit. Fuck you, Pomegranate, you son of a bitch. He said, everyone thank Alan for carrying the show all night. You son of a bitch.
Love you guys.
I sit with Alan, y'all. So he said, I just meant for certain cities like maybe Chicago or Compton. No.
Honestly, guys,
you don't want the military involved.
Those kind of cities, it doesn't matter. It's
Are you constitutional oriented, or are you not?
Yeah.
If you're constitutional oriented, no, you don't want the military involved.
I'll tell you right now, and Eric knows this as well. It doesn't matter if you're in Chicago, Compton. We all see the same kind of drama. It's how you handle the drama, and sometimes these officers are. Their hands are tied behind their backs for certain rules that they have to follow. But, that would be cop-splaining. But, look at the states that those cities are in, and you might see some of the problems and why they're dealing with the problems they're dealing with. That's as far as I'll go into politics.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at some of the chat over here.
Yeah.
Okay. I got nothing else. Alan, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Everybody, please, look to your left, look to your right. If they're not following, subscribing, and liking our stuff, please try to get somebody to do that. It helps us. But other than that, thank you all for joining us tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next one next Sunday. And this episode,
thanks, guys,
should be put up on our audio versions with Spotify and Apple Podcasts here in the next couple of days. So look forward to that. Everybody, have a good night.